It's a little dead meme. Fuck you, little me. You think you can fuck with me? Wanna go ring? Fuck you, little me. Hey, look, I hope it's real. Fuck you, little me.
Alrighty. Look at that little clap sync, huh?
Vegeta! I need more sperm!
Spermhon! I choose you. I don't know.
Spermhon. What was Goku's name? I already forgot.
It was Gokam. It was Gokam and Spermhon.
And Spermhon.
Gokam and Spermhon. And then for Trunks, it could be, what is it? Spunks?
Spunks is good. It's so stupid. Anyway, welcome to the Star Trek podcast. What a way to start off. For the month of, well, it's not for the month of November. We're going to be doing several podcasts this week, but it's November. We're approaching on Thanksgiving, slowly but surely. It was Election Day yesterday, I think. I don't care.
It was?
Yeah, it was like for local stuff. For local stuff. Which is actually more important than the president, but like when people don't care. People don't care enough about elections. To the point where like you're probably hearing about that for the first time from this show, that it was even Election Day.
I thought the only people who were actually paying attention were Ohioans or Ohio. I don't know how do you say it. Ohioans. I
got so many text messages from the Conservative Party in New York begging for me.
Like please make weed illegal, please.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's great. Yeah, sure, you're gonna get me. You got me over there.
Help me, Chris.
Man,
we need
so
you.
So what happened? Well, actually, before we get into anything that happened, and we're obviously going to be focusing. So I don't know if we've communicated this to everybody, but we've communicated this internally, and maybe like I think we might have talked about it a little bit on air, but I just want to make this clear too. We are kind of moving towards a more question-oriented format for the show because we get so many questions now. The show's exploded, and by the way, awesome news. Thank you for that. It allows us to do 2 episodes. Part of the reason why we're doing 2 episodes is just to get to all these questions in the first place because there are so many. So if you're jumping onto the Patreon tier at the, I think $5 level is the audience participant where you can get a chance to get your question around on the show. I try my best to get to every single person. But at the same time, it's like there are just questions that are just either too like some of you write paragraphs, man. And like I appreciate it, but we want to get everybody's question read. We also want to get as many questions in per show. And if there's like one question that's like 5 minutes long to read, I'm not going to. I'd rather get 5 more questions in. You know what I mean? Obviously, that's the plan. It doesn't always turn out that way. Sometimes we get to one question, and sometimes we get through like fucking 15 in one episode. It's kind of scattershot that way. But I just want to let you guys know if you're writing in, we do see you, and we are trying to get you in. But there are a lot of you, so make your question a fucking banger, and you'll be in there, man. You'll be in there. It's simple as that. Don't write the entirety of Mice and Men, and you'll get in there. You know, as long as it's a good question, and I don't have there's minimal edits that I have to make for spelling and stuff.
And don't write something that you know that we probably can't read.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
that's a really huge thing. Like, don't ask stupid. Ask silly questions, but not stupid ones.
That's that's bad advice. Listen, just if you think a question's good, get it. But like at the same time, it's like.
Yeah, you could ask, are we gay?
Sometimes we're going to miss. Sometimes we're going to miss you, and we apologize for that. But also, you can try again. Like, I do have a bias towards people who have not asked questions before. If there's like a new name that I don't recognize, I do have a bias to try to get that in above people that I know have had their questions. Like, Nikki Ziggy gets her questions right out all the time. To the point where it's like, well, fuck Nikki Ziggy. Like, who cares? You know?
Right, thanks. That's one of our actual friends, but okay.
Well, that's why I can say that. Is because we know this person in real life.
She cries. Right. She's like weeping.
You gotta ruin the joke, sweetie.
She cries. She cries. She calls live during the show, and she just cries up a storm.
While we said it during this, while we said it during the recording, it was like, how did you hear that? Like, there's no way you could have heard her say that.
She calls right now.
What the fuck, guys? It's like, what?
Yeah, anyway. So we are moving towards a question-oriented show format. And, that's why there are so many episodes. That's also why, like, you know, we're trying to get everybody. So just make it a good question, and then there'll be no problem. Like here's one from Chris. It's Marcus. We lost another Carmine to a giant worm. C is fine, but there are only 23 left. He wrote in. He says, "Hello, dumber and inescapable black hole of bad takes. What do you think Jerry Seinfeld's take on the Israel situation is? Not the actor, the character. Maybe George and Elaine can get on it too. That was see. That's one where I'm like, I don't know what to say about this. I don't know. I looked at that question and I was like, that's an amusing question. I have no idea. I don't think any of them give a shit at all. Personally, would be my read on that group of people. They're terrible people. They don't care about anything. They're just like, oh, Israel, whatever. I'm not there. You know, who cares?
Yeah, like, these Jews are doing something that us Jews don't really like. Peanuts on an airplane.
We're the better Jews. We're the better Jews.
New York Jews are so removed from real ancient Jews. We don't know. We don't know.
Ancient Jew. The prospect of an ancient Jew. Like a fucking 700-year-old guy. He's like really funny.
He's like hilarious.
He is objectively the funniest man in the room, even though he's 700 years old. Well, I guess that would be inherently hilarious.
Kept him alive that long.
All right, let me see. But before we get into more questions,
Jewish.
Did anything happen at all? Like that's even worth talking about? I feel like nothing. Like outside of, I know Grand Theft Auto 5 is. I guess it's actually, or not. Grand Theft Auto 6. Sorry, Grand Theft Auto 6 is getting a trailer next month or something. So like whatever. I guess that's happening. That is going to sell like 1 million units in like 3 seconds. By the way.
Oh, it's over. It's
that
over. No matter what.
It is fucking unreal how
it's going to be bigger than 5. It's going to be bigger than 5 for sure.
Which is crazy because 5 was already.
That was
came
fucking
out so
silly.
long ago, dude. 5 came out for the 360, dude.
Literally came out 10 years ago. Came out 10 years ago.
A decade ago. 2013, I remember. And I remember being like, whoa, this is cool. And then I remember it got ported to PS4 and Xbox One. And then it got ported to the fucking PS5 and Xbox Series X. I'm like, yo, what the hell? For real? This is crazy. I can't think of a game that's lasted that long. Like, that might be the longest generationally lasting video game ever. I thought Destiny might have had it.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say Destiny would have had it if they didn't do Destiny 2. Because, like, that was 360 to PS4 or whatever. But, like... Now, GTA 5 is the only one that I can think of that's been like fucked. Maybe Minecraft, I guess.
Longest non-MMO for sure.
That's Skyrim also.
Yeah,
actually,
Skyrim
I mean, I guess
might have inched it just by a little bit.
Well, in that case, Minecraft has outed it for way longer though.
Switch, I think there was a Switch version. When did the Switch version of
Skyrim come out?
Skyrim come out, yeah.
That was like 2017, I think. 2018.
Was that the last one?
2018. Oh, that was okay. That was.
I think.
Okay, well,
I could be wrong. I don't know.
Remember they made the Alexa version that actually exists?
Is that real?
What
I thought that was
version?
a meme.
I think it's
Is
real.
that real?
I don't. That doesn't sound real.
I think so. I think I could be wrong, but I remember seeing people be like, "Alexa, play Skyrim," and it would do it, and it would like do it, and it would be like a It would be like a blind person's video game where the game would like describe shit to you, where it would be like you're in a cave and then you go like I move forward. It was like D&D almost, I guess. But I don't know if that's real. I thought that was like a meme because of like how it was everywhere. It's like, oh, you could play it on your fridge, you could play it on your pregnancy test. Oh man, you could play.
It's a text-based adventure Skyrim. Actually, it's real.
But it's real. They actually did that.
Real. It's real.
That's kind of awesome, honestly. I did not expect that to be real. I thought that was like a meme.
I don't know.
Anyway, there's nothing going on. No one's dead. No one hilarious died. So I guess we'll stick to questions. All right. So let's see.
They'll lead it. They'll probably a lot of times within the questions there's some hot topics and shit.
Yeah.
They kind of kill it.
Game Muse be like, okay, so wait a minute, this name is already fucked. So Game Muse be like, I can't get this thick dick out of my ass. It's like some kind of gayness has started to evolve. Wrote in. I don't know what Muse song that's referencing, but I'm sure it's something that I'll kick myself for not recognizing. Anyway, that person wrote in and they said, keeping it brief so I can finally get my question read. There you go. You see how it works? Like magic. Almost as if that was the main prerequisite. He goes, How old were you when you realized you were interested in girls? I was talking with my buddies, and they think I'm weird for having sexual intentions so young. I was about 9. I think that's about the time that you probably have an idea, right? I think
I'm
by
still
then.
kind of
Because
waiting, but like...
Because, dude, you can tell kids are gay when they're like 7. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking immediately obvious. Like when a kid is gay.
My first friend in elementary school, I didn't know exactly what gay was then, because obviously I didn't know the concepts of sexuality. But once I got older and knew what, I was like, oh, yeah, he was super gay. He was super gay in elementary school. He was like, yeah, but go on.
No, I mean, that's the question. That's it.
Okay.
It's when I don't know, man. I don't know if I have I feel like I knew pretty fucking early.
Yeah.
But I also don't know when. I think I must have been like 8 or 9, probably. But it wasn't sex. It wasn't like, I didn't understand like that. I didn't want to do that because I didn't understand what that was or care about it. I wanted my Spider-Man toys, you know?
Right.
But
I so
still
much
do,
didn't know
to
what
be
sex was. There was just like, I feel like everybody almost by default has an uncle in their family that's like a porn addict pervert type, and if the only reason you don't have that is because you probably are estranged to them, but they're out there, and so my uncle did not hide his porn stash at all. It was under his bed, but it wasn't like it was so easily accessible. So I'm a little kid. I'm in elementary school. I don't know exactly how old I was, but I remember specifically, and I might have mentioned this before, but there was 2 that I watched. There was one because it was a parody of The Rocketeer called The Cocketeer. So of course I want to watch that. That's just stupid.
Of course.
But then there was one called Starbanger. So I was like, what the fuck is this? And it was a gangbang, and this is how, like, you know, how I didn't understand sex, where at the very end of it, I remember thinking, why did they pee all over her? When it's like, that doesn't even look like piss, you know, as an older person.
That's so funny.
Like they came all over her.
He thought it was like a movie, and it's like, oh man, they got the piss wrong. These directors don't even know what piss looks like. They're so stupid.
Just such a kid. I'm like, oh, why are they peeing all over? That's so
Imagine
weird.
having that understanding, but not the other part of the understanding.
Yeah.
Like, understand this director sucks, but not that's cum and not piss. That is so
you don't know
outrageous.
what cum is. You don't know what the fuck cum is at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know what the director was, but
had to, you know, your limited amount of information that you've retained has to just make up the rest of this part. Like, well, I know what piss is because I pee all the time, so I'm assuming that's what it is because that's what's coming out of their wieners. So I'm just like, even though it's clearly not the same color, it does not look like piss.
Yeah, you just assume something has to be like, maybe there's something wrong with them or something.
Yeah,
or, like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe they're all sick, and that's what this is. But
to be a child, oh my god, to be that innocent. Look at someone fucking nutting in a girl's face violently.
Yeah,
going splat on this bitch.
Dude, honestly, I remember
like, that's weird.
I remember being in Yonkers at the time, so it was before I was 10 or before I was 11. So like I remember this very vividly. I think I was like 9, and I stumbled across hentai. I stumbled across specifically Bulma. Because I was looking for Dragon Ball Z stuff. I don't know what the fuck I was looking for exactly. But like I was just like, oh man, the internet's crazy. You could look up anything. I want to see Dragon Ball stuff. And then I found
Dragon Ball X, man.
I found
First time I saw hentai.
Yeah, I think I was looking, you know what I was looking for? I was looking for Dragon Ball AF. Do you remember that?
Of course.
Dragon Ball AF was like the idea of like the thing after GT or the thing after Z where it's like no one knew what it was. People knew what it was. It was bullshit. It was like a fan thing. But like
no, so you know what's crazy? The person Toyotaro, the person that created Dragon Ball AF, ended up creating Super.
I think I remember hearing that.
Yeah, made Dragon Ball Super.
That makes sense. Yeah. But anyway, so it was this rumor that I heard about, like, oh man, the next Dragon Ball series. Like, oh man, I gotta look this up. And I was looking around at stuff, and I just found this picture of Bulma just getting fucking railed. And I don't remember by who or what, but and like tits were out and everything. And I'm like, I remember staring at it and being like, I like this. But I don't. But I have nothing to do with this. I can't do anything with this information. I just remember being like, "This is cool. I'd like to see more of this, but I don't know what I'm seeing." And then I just kept going. I kept looking for other. I just kept going looking for other Dragon Ball stuff. I almost wasn't even distracted by it. But like that was the first time that I had an ink. It was like, "Oh, tits are great." You know what I mean? I like that. Whatever that is. I don't know what I do with them, but like they're cool.
It's exact that. I don't know if you guys are fans of King of Fighters, but
of course,
my like that made me realize how awesome tits are. Like to the point where I had a since King of Fighters and Street Fighter would sometimes cross over. They had a couple of games too.
SNK versus Capcom.
SNK, and then the other version where the Street Fighter people were made into King of Fighter sprites. Which is super fucking cool. Super cool. I forgot what that game's called, but whatever. It's just like rare to see them in that style. It's really cool. But anyway, that chick, her tits are always bouncing around in her top and stuff. And anytime she was drawing, her tits were so fucking big. Bigger than Ivy. They were just so ridiculous. They were not big in
Ivies. That's crazy.
It was to the point where, but they would draw them bigger than Ivies. Like they're not actually canonically bigger than Ivies, but they draw them bigger than Ivies.
The thing about Mai's tits. Look. I've studied these. All right, okay. I've studied these. Mai has big titties, but Mai is also bent forward, so you see the cleavage.
And her fighter stance makes them jiggle quite a bit.
Ivy in Soul Calibur 3's tits are so hilariously big. They're so hilariously big that they are like, there's no person that's seen that character's model I wasn't like, yo, what the fuck? What are those? They look like engorged balloons.
They're inflated, and I appreciate it. It's one of those things that like I actually don't. I always say this as a mantra. It's not even a mantra, but I just like saying tits are a plus, but an ass is a must. Like I'm an ass man. I really like of course. Asses matter, but tits is always a wonderful plus. So when you see like massive titties, I'm always appreciative, but I don't. And it's mainly because of me being into combat sports and watching so many like actual athletes. And when I was really sexually awakened in high school. Like say my major, it probably starts more in middle school, but like say high school is when you're like, I'm looking for pussy now, kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. I would watch, so every 4 years, I would watch the Olympic Games, and these are the tippy top athletic women, fucking track, pole vaulting, gymnastics, and their asses are fucking incredible, but they had no tits. So like the whole thing was, that's kind of what my mind wired to, where I'm like, I appreciated giant Ivy tits, fantastic, love that shit, but the ass just does more for me, man. It just
ass is better to have. I want to be crushed tits by are better ass. To look at, I think.
You see my Rainbow Mika's finisher and her super in 5 in Street Fighter 5
when they fucking slam your head against their asses.
That's how I want to die. That's 100% how I want to die.
Cracks and you die. Your head flattens.
Have you seen that, Chris?
Which one?
Her super Rainbow Mika. She's the blonde wrestler, and if you just look at her finishing move in her super in Street Fighter 5, her and her partner crush you with their asses, and I was like, this is exactly how I want to die.
That is ridiculous.
I'm not even joking. That's how I would prefer to die.
That is insane.
All that
that is such a wild fucking move.
Neck.
Yeah,
that's so crazy.
It's just like, it's the best way to go out. Like I always say, like if you're gonna have to die, hopefully you can die in like euphoria as well. Like there's some sort of bliss involved in it. Like you're coming, or you're getting crushed by an ass, or tits, or something's going on.
Yeah, I guess
coming and dying is hilarious.
I have no idea where to go from here. It's just so fucking.
Well, hold on. Something's been bothering me, and it's not about sex anymore. It's the very beginning. The gentleman's name, because the Muse song. Just say it. I'm pretty sure it's Hysteria. Could you say it again?
So it's 2 I's. I can't get this thick dick out of my ass. It's like some kind of gayness has started to evolve. I don't know what it is.
Oh no, that's definitely not that.
I only know a handful of Muse songs, to be fair. Like I'm not really like, I'm not versed in Muse.
Muse song that I've heard I really like. I can't get this dick out of my ass. Damn it.
I like how inquisitive you said that line so inquisitively. I can't get this dick out of my ass. It's like Solid Snake. All right. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. He'll have to
So much
complain
pipe.
to us about not getting it. Anyway, a mean lesbian wrote and he says, "Hello, slut, skank, and sween." All right, let's relax.
Nice.
Let's fucking relax a little bit, okay?
Nice.
On this, it's not fair. You don't know me. I want to know if he writes, I want to know if you have any memorable Thanksgiving stories. For me, I have the amazing memory of my aunt and uncle having a WWE SmackDown type fight in the middle of my grandparents' house, where my aunt grabbed the nearest dining chair and threw it across the kitchen at him because she found out he was cheating on her. On Thanksgiving, dude?
Yo.
That's crazy.
There's always some bullshit on Thanksgiving. There's always some bullshit on Thanksgiving, man. There's always
I've
some
never had
bullshit
anything like that. My
happens.
Thanksgivings are all really underwhelming or just like completely fine.
Very
There's always some
normal.
bullshit on Thanksgiving.
What do you mean?
Very normal.
There's always some bullshit. So, like for
Yeah.
me, it's always some. Other than with my friends, my
oh.
friends, it's always fine. With my family, there's always some bullshit. Something always happens, and I'm like, what the fuck? Me and my cousins come back from getting high or some shit like that. Or I come back from like work, and I'm like, hey, I just want to eat, and then something's happening, and I'm like, oh my god, and I just go to the basement and hang out with my cousin, and like play video games. So everybody's done arguing, we go up and eat.
Yeah, you always hear about like arguments and stuff. I did have one thing. So my family is ultra religious on both sides, but typically I would spend most of the time on my dad's side with that extended family, and yeah, they're very fire and brimstone and all this stuff. So it was actually kind of interesting how one of my cousins, he is one of when you use the word flamboyantly gay. Right, he's like poster boy. He's like one of those guys where it was also kind of nice to see my family not giving him shit for being so out. But this guy was also weird in a way that he brought over I think this was 2021 or 2020. He brought over this guy that he was quote unquote seeing, I guess, and he looked and behaved exactly. Do you guys remember the episode of It's Always Sunny where Dee was dating a retarded rapper? Do you remember that?
Oh my god, yeah, I do, yeah. No way.
Like the whole thing, like she didn't notice that he was retarded until they pointed it out, and then she started seeing. That's one of my favorite scenes when she starts like he's watching cartoons, he's laughing uncontrollably, his hands looking all fucked up and
That's
stuff,
so
and then
crazy,
she breaks up with him. But this guy dressed up in like hip hop kind of style, like urban clothing, white as shit, totally gone. He's slow. And I was just like, this is weird. This looks like one of those JF type situations where he kind of, you know, his significant other is somebody who doesn't really understand what they're involved. So, and he was trying to just watch the basketball game, and they got into an argument, and kind of there was a storming out thing, and it was the most awkward shit ever, because I'm like, okay, this is weird, because this guy is probably having gay sex, and he's not gay. Like he had the vibe that he's like kind of just going along with it, because who knows, maybe he's getting bought some clothes or some shit. But it was like, this is fucking weird. And that was the only time I ever had a weird Thanksgiving was that.
That's pretty bad, though.
It was
I've never
pretty
had
bad.
something that's pretty wild. Like for me, it's just like my aunts and my sister get into arguments, and there's like everybody screaming at each other in Spanish, and I'm kind of just like, dang, that's crazy. I'm like downstairs just like trying to get to the rice and peas, like desperately trying to get my rice and peas on my plate, and someone starts yelling at me, like I sit down, I'm like waiting, and then it's me and like my other cousins just like wondering what's gonna stop, and we're like, yo, what'd you do today? And I'm like, I don't know, like, you want to go smoke? We go smoke weed. We like walk back home from smoking weed, and then like they're done arguing, we're like, finally, can we eat? And like we eat, and we just like giggle around the table for hours. Everybody's out of their minds. But it's always like some sort of spat between like particularly my sister and my aunt. They always argue, and I'm just like,
That's cool. That's why.
but now it's boring because I'm not there anymore. I'm free.
Yeah, we have no. I just haven't. My family's just so normal, I guess, in comparison. Like they argue, but they don't fight. It's weird. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like they'll make fun of each other constantly throughout dinner for like saying some dumb shit or like just like that's a dumb like where'd you read that? Fucking National Enquirer? What are you, stupid? Or whatever. But it's never like it never gets to the point where like it feels like an actual like hostile place. So like I would remember I remember hearing stories about like people's Thanksgiving being like fucking awkward or really terrifying. It's like I don't understand what the fuck you're talking about. I can't even remotely relate to it. But since we're on the topic of Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving wrote in.
Oh, nice.
He says, optimal Thanksgiving meal. Amazing question. 3 words.
I'll tell you mine. Perfect. I'll tell you mine, right? Tell you mine real quick. Easy peasy. I'm just easy.
Okay.
So first and foremost.
All right, hurry up.
There are certain things that have to be there, right? Like I have my own rendition of what I have, but other things have to be there. You have to have cranberry sauce. You gotta have turkey. You gotta have yams.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese.
Yes. It's the first one.
And then you have to have, what's the last thing? Mac and cheese, yams, turkey, stuffing.
Yeah.
So just the basic stuff.
Yeah.
So basic stuff. Optimal.
For my Thanksgiving.
We're talking about optimal. Like no wasted. Nothing wasted.
We got some curry chicken, bro. Off cuff. Curry chicken, stew it a little bit. Delicious. Rice and peas, bro. I'm also very Caribbean, guys. Before you guys look at me, we gotta have some pernil, bro. You gotta have a little bit of pernil, you know. I
That's
don't even like
a lot of
pork
meat,
like
man.
that, but pernil, huh?
It's a lot of meat.
Oh, well, you only have curry chicken and what you call it. You only have curry chicken and pernil. Those are the only meats I have. Then there's like rice and peas, mac and cheese.
So the stuff that you were listing off that's not at yours, you were just listing it off?
That's just Thanksgiving for people. Like,
Yeah,
this is what people eat for
everyone knows
Thanksgiving.
that.
We all know what Thanksgiving is. The question is
Then
your
there's, like-
optimal Thanksgiving meal.
I thought that was your meals. Like
Then collard greens and smoked turkey, bro.
Okay.
See, that is the only way turkey makes it in anywhere near my
Collard
fucking
greens
thing
and
if it's
smoked
smoked.
turkey, bro.
Dude, I hate
A regular
turkey,
oven
man.
fucking roasted turkey sucks cock, man.
Shout out to my grandpa, bro. Shout out to my grandpa from the South, bro. South Carolina grandpa. That taught us about that shit. That gave my grandma that recipe that she gave to us. Cause collard greens and smoked turkey goes fucking bananas, bro. Oof.
It's pretty good.
I mean,
smoked turkey is the only way.
I'll fuck up a smoked turkey. The only way. The only fucking way I'll eat turkey.
Boggles
Otherwise, that
my
shit's
fucking mind.
dry and
It boggles
boring.
my mind that
No,
people like
turkey's not dry. It depends how you cook it. What happens is that it's easy for it to dry out because of how long you cook turkey. It dries out. That's just what happens.
Yeah, it's just not
you
optimal
can do
to
it well,
cook,
though. You
man.
can do it well. I've had it.
It's
I've
such
had
a
good
best way to
turkey.
the thing about it though. It's like
Oh, go ahead.
this is the reason why our friends.
Because you gotta baste it so much, you gotta constantly baste it.
Yeah,
This
see,
is
that
the
can
reason
suck
me and
my
my
dick.
friends.
Baste it
This
again.
is the
That can
reason.
suck my dick.
This is the reason me and my friends started Chickensgiving instead.
That's why you do chicken instead. Yeah.
Chickensgiving is way better. It was like everybody's just like, listen, let's all make it's not
Chickensgiving.
limited to chicken necessarily. It's like we do it on Friday. We do it on the Friday, but we was like the rule specifically is no turkey. No turkey. No one likes fucking turkey. We don't have the facilities and the time or the fucking income to smoke one because it's expensive to smoke anything.
Yeah.
Relative to time and all that stuff.
It's an inferior bird, man.
It is just an inferior bird, yeah.
I think that fried turkey is good.
The fried turkey,
Everything
smoked
fried is
turkey
great.
is all right. It's all good, but it's just
Fried
if chicken's
Oreos are
available,
great.
why not? Let's have some fucking chickens, man. They're easier to
like,
manage.
look, yeah. So
just-
what we would do,
Cornish
what we would do is we would have all sorts of chicken dishes. So like one of us would, I would make wings like specifically, and I would like marinate them. I would marinate them specifically in like hot sauce and then fry them, so that way they were still hot. They were still like really hot, but they wouldn't get all over your fucking fingers. So you wouldn't need like 85 napkins to fucking eat them. So I would make wings. Other friends would make tenders, curry chicken, anything, and then it would be like mac and cheese and stuffing. I mean, I got a soft spot for stuffing. I like stuffing a lot.
I like
but
stuffing
just-
when it's made well.
I don't care about Thanksgiving food at all. Like it's not that I don't like it. It's just it's so not. If it's outside of Thanksgiving, I don't eat any of that shit. Like I don't ever go to the store to pick up cranberry sauce. The
I mean,
stuffing.
cranberry sauce I definitely never get.
It tastes good to me. I just do you guys eat it often?
No.
Like
But
I would
that's what
rather. That's my whole thing. Where I'd rather. To me, it's not like a delicacy to the point where it's like, oh, I can only eat it this one time a year. I'd rather just have like something that I enjoy even more. And I feel like, like let's be real, guys. Tradition is stupid in all accounts. Like
Not really.
it's stagnation.
Not
And
really.
so-
Well, I mean, there's some good
No,
traditions.
that's weird.
There are some tradition. Look, people do things for the sake of it's just old. And what I'm meaning is you can just tweak and alter them. You don't have to, but a lot of times people don't want that because, well, tradition says we do this. And I say, who the fuck cares?
It is
You
weird.
know,
Cranberry
and so-
sauce. Cranberry sauce specifically, I never
I
found
like
particularly
cranberry
appealing.
sauce.
I
like
think it
it, but
tastes
it's not
fine,
something
but I
I'll eat
hate
all
the
time.
texture
I
of it.
agree.
The texture of it, the way it
does.
slides out of that
just feel
fucking
a little
can.
weird. Because
I
it's
don't
like
know.
slimy, but also rough at the same time. It's kind of
Yeah.
weird.
It's like it's like what you imagine what your bone marrow and blood does.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
it's weird. But like I like the traditional foods. Like for one thing, it's traditional for us is what you call it for me is rice and peas for Thanksgiving. That's like a very traditional thing for like me being Jamaican and Saint Tomian. We always eat that shit. I love
To me,
it.
if it ain't black eyed peas, get that shit away from me, bro.
Well, it is. It's right. It's rice, black eyed peas. It is.
Oh well,
Literally
then
it is.
then I mean, invite me. I mean, because that's
Dude,
that's a
you're
fucking
coming
bitch.
this year. You better be down here this year. It's the 25th, so make sure you're in town.
Oh shit, that's in like.
It's very soon.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm gonna be out of town.
Okay.
So-
I mean,
so
yeah,
be
I
there.
don't. Yeah, I'll do that because, bro, I don't. This is gonna sound so. This is gonna sound so weird, but I just don't fuck with my. I just don't fuck with my family like anymore. They're just interesting. They're too out there for me, which is funny to
Right.
say. Yeah, it's just they're just
Understood.
too out there
That's
for me. But
For
I
a
had
long
to.
time, for a long time, I didn't
Yeah.
fuck with my. So happened is that my I was very much like the rebellious kid in my family for a long time. I was the one who's like, I want to do what I want. I don't listen to anybody. My grandma often was right about shit, but the thing is that she's the patriarch, so the way that she explained things would be very like, I'm right and you're wrong, you're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about. Instead of like trying to convince me like, hey, I've done this already, dude. Trust me, it's not as smart as you think it is.
Right.
Because and that's just the problem with a lot of parents. They don't understand how to parent. They just think that like enforcing is what you do instead of like explaining. But we
Yeah,
got
there's
past
like
that,
there's like
Right.
a lot of people don't understand that they really can just reason with kids.
100%.
It is really frustrating. Like I
like
remember
when they're
like
young, it's
experiencing-
hard to, but when you get older, you can. Like a teenager can be
I feel like
reasoned
even
with.
I feel like even when
kids
you're
can.
It's
yeah, I
harder.
feel like
It's not
even when you're
impossible.
even when you're 8,
Yeah.
9, 10, stuff like that, it's like I think like I don't know. Like I remember specifically being the idea that you would argue about with a kid about this at all is insane. But I remember specifically like in math classes because I hated math classes. I would be like, I'm never going to use like so much of this. I hate this. And they're like, no, you're going to use it every day. And I'm like, no,
kind of math
no,
you'll use
you're
often,
wrong.
but, like-
you're wrong. We're not. And instead of just arguing, it's like, listen, you won't use this every day, but training your brain in this way will make you smarter. It will be just a good tool to have. These are exercises for your brain to help you get really smart. You're not going to
Right.
need all of this, but it will help you in the long term to just accept that this is something that works in the grand scheme. I would have been a lot more receptible to that, to the idea of like, oh, okay, I'm doing this thing that sucks, but it's like training my brain, as opposed to you convincing me that I'm gonna fucking do any of this shit outside of basic multiplication.
That's 2020 vision right there. But still, I think it can work.
Well,
Like,
no, I
for,
think-
like often,
I think that is
if
exactly-
the teacher said that. If explain that is so fucking true. It's just like anything else, even just like physically training. I remember for a while people were giving Ethan Klein a lot of shit before. He's lost a tremendous amount of weight since then. He's like back down to like a large size and a shirt, but because he used to be like 2X. But he went on this rant about saying why exercise? Who cares? You spend the X amount of time exercising and for what? And he went on this whole rant, and then so obviously the whole fitness industry was shitting all over him.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's like it's the same principle where like say a kid could think that exact same thing, but then you tell them, you reason with them that it feels awful. Most people don't like what I call the beautiful burn. Like most people don't want to be strained in that way. So you explain to them the benefits of it. You reason with them in the same way that you said, where it's like, you're not going to use this shit every day, but this is going to keep your mind sharp. And it is so much more benefit to explain in that way than to try to gaslight them And like it reminds me of my art teacher. My art teacher was trying to gaslight me in similar ways instead of just being, because, right, there's a lot of people who get older, and I think we're all kind of guilty of this too. I feel like once you get to a certain age, you do somewhat look down on people that are younger than you. You somewhat do
course.
have,
course.
like, and it's sometimes you gotta, self reflect and realize, like, all right, just because this person's younger, like, say I was at I'm training at a new gym now. And this guy, we're the same age, but if a person came up to me and was offering me the same advice that this one dude did, because he was like used to compete in mixed martial arts, there would be just a little kernel of me like, get the fuck away from me, kid. But I also be like, I shouldn't shoo him away just because he's younger. I need to absorb his knowledge, and
right.
That's what the fucking your teacher and my art teacher. They're like, they're just treating us like punks, right? Because we're kids.
Yeah.
Even though it's like, come on, acknowledge that we're fucking right. We have a good take.
The thing,
But just
the thing
argument,
is, right,
but it's
I
just
think
the
that-
argument is just such a bad argument because it's like, even like
Right.
my mom's really good at math and stuff. She's like really good at it. And I remember asking her, and she was the one who had to sit me down and explain that to me because the teacher wouldn't. And I remember saying, the teacher says I'm going to use this every day. And my mom was like, no, you won't. But like, and she explained like, oh, this is what this is for. And it was only that, but like the teacher should be able to communicate that. Like, what if my parents were not smart? You know what I mean? Like, what if my parents aren't mathematicians and they're like, yeah, fuck that. You're not going to use that. It's ridiculous. And then they left it at that. And then you don't take math seriously. And then you're a fucking idiot.
No,
It's
For-
like,
for me,
I don't know.
Yeah.
For me personally, I learned a lot from my grandma because my grandmother's wise and she's old, and like she taught me a lot of things. But the way she would teach is very crude. She'd be like very like disciplinary while she's teaching. And it's like when I was doing piano, right? Like I wasn't bad at piano. I wasn't great at it, but I wasn't bad at it. And then when she's very good at like organ and shit. She's like, dude, you're not doing this right. Like because first of all, knowing how to do something and knowing how to teach and do something are completely different things.
Could you beat your grandma in a
Huge
fight?
different things. In a fight, I would whoop the shit out of my grandma. My grandma's old as fuck. I'd kill her.
All right, it's just a question. You don't got to be so.
Kill her.
aggressive
What
about
kind
it.
of question is that?
Yeah, it's
I
just a
just
question.
like
I was
how
just
Could you
curious.
beat up your mom, Chris?
Yeah, I probably could. Yeah.
Yeah,
imagine so.
what the fuck? They're our elders. They gave their power to us to live. They're not fucking battlers
Dude,
anymore.
it really is true. It's crazy. It's one of the things I gotta say, man. You see 40-year-olds with kids and 40-year-olds without kids, and it's crazy. It is crazy. Like the
100%,
like
they
how much
die.
healthier the person without kids looks. It's fucking outstanding. Like it
It's
blew
just
my
happier.
mind.
They look happier.
Yeah. You are that is, I mean, it's so obvious that how think about look, and I love my wife, but whatever, doing YouTube for 7-8 years, something like that. I've been waking up whenever I want to all these years, right? Like it'd usually be on average around 9 a.m. And sometimes if I felt a little tired, I would fucking sleep in a little bit more. Now that's not the case. I'm waking up and like I have a routine where now 7 o'clock on the dot, which is, it's been, I don't know, 9-10 months, whatever the fuck it's been. I still don't feel used to it because it's just something that I haven't done in such a long time. And I know that it compounds stress. Now, what I'm saying is that's what you have to do for your kids. You have to do that once you have certain responsibilities, and then you are doing it for how many fucking years? For kids. I'm not saying I'm not going to be doing it for like, because she's going to get situated. We're going to move to Cali and all this stuff, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just saying, like, now compound just my little tiny bit of stress and then times that by however many years, 16 years until they start to learn how to drive or whatever. That like discipline of altering your schedule to make sure that they're okay. Then you got to pick them up from the practices. You got to cook them food. You got to do all of this shit. I'm like, yeah. So being fucking single and living your life, even if you're just with a significant other and you don't have kids, man, you fuck yeah, you're gonna look way better. You're gonna look fucking way better, man. That is.
You'll just look younger. You'll look less stressed out.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like Lily wakes up at 7 a.m. every fucking morning. I'm like, bitch, sorry. Sorry. I wake up at 7 a.m. to go to the gym 3 days a week, and then that's it. That's the only time I'm up at 7 a.m. Other than that, I'm waking up at like 10.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even I remember one of my favorite wrestlers, a lot of people's wrestlers, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Once he retired from wrestling, people were asking, because there's certain people like The Rock. Oh, I get up at 4 a.m. in the morning. Fucking who's the guy that beat up the Vietnamese guy and blinded him?
Mark
Wahlberg.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg. Same principle. They get up before the sun rises. They have
I love that. That's how we know
before.
him. By the way, I love that. That's like how we like. It's not like who was the guy that was in, I don't know, fucking this movie, or like who's the actor that was in this, or like it's just like who's that guy that blinded that Vietnamese man in the fucking 70s.
That's why Scorsese wanted him in The Departed, bro. He was like, oh, this guy will beat up a minority quick.
This guy is exactly who we.
I need him.
I need him. Please come here. Yeah. Just all those people though. Like Stone Cold was like, I'm retired. I get up at 10 in the morning now. He's like, I get up at 10. Like that's, and he was like, fuck getting all those people that get up there like, before the sunrise people. I want people that are listening to realize all of those people that do that, they're genetically gifted to be able to do that. There actually is, what is it called, a genetic disposition, or disposition is the wrong word. There is let's just say there's a perk that there's some people that are able to sleep like 4 hours and they're replenished. And then there's the rest of us that need to do it at least 6, or otherwise we're going to have dementia when we're fucking 80. So there's those people so don't try to do that if it feels like death, right? Most people, when they try to wake up at 4 or 5 in the fucking morning, they feel like god awful. And then what, you're going to try to go fucking run a mile or 2 or whatever? Are you serious?
It's crazy.
No.
Our friend Joe would wake up at 6 a.m. and run for like an hour and come home. And I'm like, Joe, that's correct.
Yeah, like, and now he has dementia.
Waking up early and going to the gym.
he's already
to the gym is nuts.
Up.
Like that's a hard thing to do already. Like waking up at 7 a.m., going to the gym to like 9 is, bro. My body's hemorrhaging by the time I get back home.
Yeah, and also because you don't supplement any energy.
Well, no, I take multivitamins and everything like that too. I do.
No,
I do that all the time.
That's just that's requirement for your body to be sustainable and not break down.
Like energy. I take good intake, especially days I go to the gym. It's all good intake. Like I'm trying to keep myself below my threshold, my 2,700 or whatever it is. But the shit is like, that shit is so draining that early in the morning because my mind wakes up at that moment. But my body's like, bro, I gotta rest some more. Take me to rest some more. So my brain is wide awake, and I'm able to do math and shit.
I really think that's just because you're lazy and you suck. I think.
Hey man, that shit hurts, bro. That shit hurts. Waking up and doing 2 hours of hard time in the gym, it's fucking sucks.
It's literally.
It was so fucking easy for me. No problem at all.
I don't believe you even a little bit.
I don't believe it because you would
I don't believe you even
not be able to record sometimes.
There's not a little
so hurt. Like, I can't record right now, guys. Can you give me like an hour so I can breathe again?
Like, what are you talking about? I don't remember this.
What we've been doing, being content creators and waking up, making your own schedule. It's just ask anybody. There's only going to be a very small percentage, probably less percent of the population that would even wake up before probably 8 a.m. if they had the choice.
Yeah.
To me,
I don't want to see the sun. I don't want to see the sun fucking rise. The sun better be fucking. The sun better be the fuck up when I wake up. All right.
That's what
I used to be able to do shit like that when I was in high school.
There were sometimes. There were sometimes in like 2017 when I would wake up and the sun would be setting. Like it was like fucking crazy. Like it would be like,
I've never
granted that was like winter time. So it's still fucking late as fuck to wake up, but it was like, the sun starts setting at like 3 p.m. in wintertime. But like still, it's like, damn, I would wake up at like 2 or something. I'd be like, fuck, I got like an hour of sunlight max.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
that's fucking crazy.
I don't know, man. Once you have that much control, you're just you go mad with power, where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna I'll go to sleep at 7 a.m. Because why the fuck? Why the fuck? Why the fuck
before
not?
JoJo got here, there was a few times I was just, I know what you mean, because I would go to sleep. The sun has fully risen. It looks like how it looks on Sween's face. Essentially, I guess I'll go to bed now. Kind of.
That still happens to me, honestly, from time to time. Like the other day, I think I went to bed at like 6 a.m. just because I was laying in bed and I just couldn't sleep. I went to bed at like 3 and I stared and I was like, fuck, I'm not tired at all. Like
Jesus.
there's nothing I could do. There's nothing I could do to make me tired. It was just like, damn, this
dude.
blows.
By 1, I'm fucking powering down now.
Yeah.
By 1 a.m., I'm powering down. I gotta go to bed.
That's pretty normal. I mean, that's where I'm at right now too. I'm fucking, but it's
Whatever. Yeah.
And that's if I let myself sit down. Like if I lay in the bed at like 11, I'll fall asleep.
Yeah, I know.
But I try my hardest to stay away from the bed. And then like if Lily's like sleeping, she's like, "Hey, honey, I'm about to knock out. Can you turn off the computer?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck
but I don't know, man. You're different, man. You actually, I think, have a problem because you fall asleep mid conversation. Like
he needs caffeine. He just won't be an adult.
No, it's not caffeine, man. Like you need something.
You think he has narcolepsy?
I think so, man. No one falls. Kingston. I mean this so sincerely.
I can fall asleep very easily.
No, Kingston. You don't understand. You don't understand. I have never met anybody in my life, old people, sick people included, who fall asleep as easily as you do in the middle of like full on conversations. You've fallen asleep at restaurants and shit. That's not normal.
Where have I fallen at restaurants before? That's never happened. That's not true.
Right. Okay. All right. No,
that's not true. Happen. Give me an instance.
We won't.
Because you would have definitely been like, "Oh, this time, you fell asleep in a restaurant."
I remember it very vividly, and I won't out it. But don't worry.
The fact that I'm scared someone's going to poison my food, so then I don't do it because I'm terrified someone's going to poison my food.
I have watched you. I've watched you fall asleep at like fucking Yard House. I fall asleep
in my house very easily. Yeah, it's my home.
He fell asleep at Yard House in the middle of a meal. I saw it. I watched it. I saw it happen. This is not like a bit or anything.
Why at Yard House?
They got some bomb ass chorizo.
You don't remember because you were asleep the whole time, I guess. But like, it's not a problem.
I got tired at Yard House before. I wasn't asleep.
All right. Well, we won't get into it. It's pointless. But I'm concerned about you, boy.
Also, Yard House is gross. That place is disgusting.
Hey, they have do you ever try that? Try their dip. It's like a chips and like queso with chorizo in it. It's fucking.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
that's really the only thing that I remember from there. It was really good.
I like their calamari too. To be fair, but like I don't know, Yard House is like very much like they're
eating that shit, bro.
They're bored. Calamari is delicious. I don't care what you say.
Stop.
They have the same problem that Cheesecake Factory has, with like their menu's too big for any of it to be really really good. So like it's just like all right, I guess what you just have to go with a burger or a chicken sandwich or something that they can't fuck up unless they were just egregiously bad.
I can't wait till you guys figure out that eating calamari and eating
we're gonna have an emergency day.
Retardation.
We're gonna have a fucking day with the squid people. Like
whatever,
like
man. Take me. I don't care. Think I fucking care?
They're not gonna be like, I've never eaten. I'm an ally. I've been an ally the whole time. I've never eaten one of you guys. Never once. Never eaten one of you guys.
We're all gonna be like Maria in fucking Gears 2.
No, they're gonna be like mind flayers. They're gonna show them like, you've eaten us. I'm like, I've never once eaten.
I do not fucking care. I do not care. I will eat them. I will continue to eat them. When they come up and say hi, I will eat them again.
Damn it. And hi, yeah, they're gonna say hi, then squeeze your fucking head off.
They're gonna fucking crack your head like a fucking egg. They're gonna knock on their head with their fucking crown of your head with their little beaks and crack it open and slurp your brains out.
Whatever.
Like,
I got
that's
nothing.
Unfortunate.
I got nothing to worry about. You know, I got nothing. I don't got like a son. You know, whatever. Kill me. Fucking who cares? You know?
That you know of.
That I know of. That's true. I'm fairly confident. I'm actually like 100% confident that I don't have some random kid out there.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
One time I hope not.
One time I got scared.
You better really hope not. You better really hope not.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
One time. Well,
I'm not going into detail. I'm saying you really better hope not.
You sound like you have some insight.
Me?
What you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Why me?
Just better hope not.
I am specifically on good terms with everybody. So I would know.
Yeah.
Like I would know.
Yeah.
By now.
You better hope you don't. Just hope you don't.
All right, whatever. Fuck
we'll
it,
see.
Who cares?
We'll see.
Just hope you don't. That's it.
I don't. Let's move on.
Hope not. That's it.
Shut up. Brog Cox, the ginger who looks like Ed Sheeran with a tiny pee-pee road, and he's like, "Hey, Snarkos, do you guys ever forget to screw your pee-pee on before leaving the house?"
That's
Sometimes
crazy.
I forget, and I end up with cum spontaneously erupting out of me into a thick puddle as soon as I get into the car. I love this question because the premise that
in the house.
Yeah, the premise that it opens up, it's like, all right, honest, just actual question. If you could unscrew your penis, how often would you even have it on you?
When I'm having sex or when I'm peeing, that's it.
That is it, right? Like you wouldn't take it like I wouldn't take it to like a club. I wouldn't take it anywhere because I know its presence is going to fuck my brain up. It's like if this is gone.
Well, no, that's the penis. You gotta detach the whole set.
What do you mean?
Like the whole, like you go down that area and you push in and then you push in and lift up and detach the whole thing where your balls and your dick.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's the whole thing I'm
everything
talking
is
about.
just on the
like
table.
The whole package.
Yeah.
The
whole
put it on the
thing.
floor. Your girl Lily's like, Case, did you put your fucking dick and penis on the counter? My bad. I was gonna clean it.
Yes. Sorry, I wanted to.
Try to clean it.
I wanted
My
to give it a soak.
apologies.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The premise of that of being able to take it off in the first place sounds so great.
Sounds
It does.
glorious.
It would be easier to sleep too sometimes because sometimes I don't know if you ever got morning wood because like I'm a back and
gets in the
stomach
fucking way,
sleeper.
man.
Like so you can be on your back and then in the middle of the night flipping over and all of a sudden crush your fucking boner. And you're like, or at least you feel the pressure.
dude, it
and you're
hurts.
like, fuck. And then
So I took my that's why I throw my penis
it'll be
away,
so much
bro.
easier. Just put it on like the like you got like a nightstand. Just put your dick on the nightstand and then just
Like a charging station,
Yeah.
like like an Apple Watch.
that'd be so good. Life would be so much fucking
balls
better.
right there,
That's
bro.
what I always say to religious people. I'm like, nigga, if I were I could create humans. I could do the best job creating people. Like this is the best
Nah, I
thing
don't know
you
about
can do.
that. You could do a better. You could probably do a better job than evolution has. Probably.
Well,
Like,
see,
I
but
don't
that's
know
what I'm
about the
saying,
best
bro. I'm
job.
like, I know this is evolution by how fucking flawed we are. Like, we're so like the fact that it's so easy to choke when you need to do something like eating and breathing and shit. Like you got the same tube. Such terrible designs. The fact that like there's too many. There's too many things.
I
There's too many
can't
things.
understand how humans had babies and didn't get killed by predators.
It is
Like,
crazy.
that is
That-
something in my brain that I can't understand how that happened.
They had a lot of them.
I think about that too because they're so loud. They smell. They're just like they're
I
walking.
think about that all the time. I'm like, how did we get... I think by the time we were smart enough to come down for the trees, we had already been capable of killing predators by then. I think.
You know what I think it
That's
is.
the
I
only thing
think
that
it's
makes sense.
I think it's because we're pack animals. You know what I mean? It's because like that. And I
Yeah.
think that's partially why. It's because like, listen, just the two of us ain't protecting this fucking stupid screaming piece of shit. Like we need every single person on board
Yeah.
with this thing, and that's kind of what
That's
like.
insane, dude.
Yeah, I think about that too, where it's like, dude, a baby in like a scenario where like the woods are trying to kill you is I can't fathom how it makes no fucking sense.
Like if
It
there was
makes
a zombie
no fucking
apocalypse,
sense.
bro, and I have a fucking newborn, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I always think about like it was like fucking
Lo siento.
what was it, that stupid baby in The Walking Dead? I was like, that thing would have been shotgun blasted so fast, realistically. You're like, oh,
You can't have that. You
that's
can't
so
have
stupid.
it.
So stupid.
They're literally zero benefit creatures. Actually,
Right.
genuinely.
Like,
Yeah.
even like predatory animals and prey animals, they can walk within months.
right.
Yeah.
Prey in
Again,
days.
that's why like it's like, okay, evolution versus intelligent design. The fact that babies are so dependent. They can't do anything for themselves. There's nothing.
Granted, they learn really fast. They
They
start learning
absorb
pretty
knowledge,
quickly.
but they can't. They still like they'll die immediately. Even like what? Let's see. Maybe 5 years old is when they can finally maybe just be competent enough to survive on their own. If they're like, because there are stories of babies being abandoned, like toddlers being abandoned. Or
Not against me, man. Not against me. I'm taking down a 5-year-old easy.
Oh yeah, you just-
Like that 5-year-old doesn't have a chance. Even a feral 5-year-old.
Just a
raised by
capoeira
fucking
around
wolves, I'm
house.
taking
a
that thing
jungle
down.
dweller,
Imagine
like
capoeira
let's say like
roundhousing a
Mowgli. I
cat.
think Mowgli would kill you.
just
I think
Yeah.
Mowgli would kill you, Chris.
Mowgli?
I think Mowgli would beat the shit out of you. I think you would. I think
that's
you would think
hilarious.
you'd get Mowgli till he
Mowgli.
like goes up a tree real quick and you're like, what the fuck? And he throws a
how
rock
old
at your
is
head.
Mowgli? Like, what are we talking about?
Like 6-year-old Mowgli could probably kill any of us.
No, that's
I-
ridiculous. It's
He
6-year-old
cannot.
Mowgli.
He
He's
cannot
dead.
outfight us. He cannot outfight us. But if we are put in his area,
You can
he's
set up
killing
traps
us. 100%.
and stuff. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if
He'll
the
set
home
up
field
traps.
advantage,
He'll
I'm
lead
talking
you to
about neutral.
Bagheera. He'll lead
Yeah,
you to
on
Baloo.
mutual
He'll
close
lead you to
quarter
the
combat.
snake. King Louis will rip your arms off.
But that's
Yeah.
you're bringing
If
in all
he's
his friends at
navigated
that
all
point.
that,
That's
he's
not even
good.
him. That's not him though. That's his friends then.
No, that's him using his
That's him
surroundings.
Mowgli
using
can
his
kill
summons.
you with a bear. It's like, yeah, I could kill fucking Mowgli with a bear too if I had a bear friend. Of course.
No,
He's
he
dead.
can talk to bears though. You can't talk to bears.
It doesn't matter.
What happened is you'll lead him to a bear, and then him and the bear will start dancing and singing, and they'll come back after you.
I would kill Mowgli. I would kill Mowgli in a fucking instant. He would not stand a snowball's chance in hell, man. He's gone.
I don't know, man. I don't think you're able to. I don't think you'll be able to beat a jungle dweller, man. They're different.
He's 6 years old. It doesn't matter if he's a jungle dweller.
I will definitely.
Because I think he'll go up a tree so fast, you'll be like, "What the fuck?" and you'll change your mind right then.
Though he's not a fucking actual
I'll
ape.
set the tree on
He's
fire
not
with my fucking lighter.
No,
How
he's
about
in the
that?
jungle.
It's not
He's
like a
lived climbing
chimpanzee,
trees his whole
though.
life. That's
How about
That's
this?
his thing, bro.
How about he climbs up the tree and I set the fucking tree on fire because I can and I understand how to do that. How about that?
With how? How are you gonna do that?
With how?
If
With
you
the
got-
lighter
if you
that I
got no
always
fucking
have on
thing set
me.
on fire, your lighter,
Then
you
I'll
don't have
climb
it. You're
up
not gonna.
after
First of
Then I'll
all,
climb up after him.
a lighter is not gonna set a tree on fire anytime soon, dude.
you know
You're
that,
out of your
brother.
mind
Well-
if you think a lighter is gonna set a
Well,
tree
what do
on
you-
You
fire.
don't know that.
I'm assuming we're in an area with more than just we're we just in a fucking a concrete dome with a tree
No,
in the
you're
middle
in
of
a
it that he
jungle.
can
You're-
conveniently climb.
you're
Where
in a-
are we?
you're in a
I'm
jungle.
assuming we're in the fucking
You're in a
jungle with like
jungle.
twigs and shit. I assume we have twigs, tinder, some
Chris,
dead leaves or
that's
something
not
that I
gonna
can use
set
to
a tree on fire.
Oh my god. In the
It's gonna take a
listen,
while.
Dude,
It might take a while, but he's up there. I gotta wait. What is he gonna do?
bro,
He's going, he's moving, he's singing,
moving.
dog. He's
I'm
singing.
taking-
You just
You don't
hear
understand-
music in the trees jumping around.
I don't think you understand what a 6-year-old is. I don't think you understand
I
what a
don't know what a
6-year-old
6-year-old
is.
is.
No,
A
you
6-year-old
don't.
can absolutely kill a grown man. If he fashions one of his little spears, which I'm sure he is fashioned,
Oh
he's
my
a little
God.
jungle dweller.
You're giving
he
him
can throw that at
spears
you
and
and kill
shit.
you.
CQC,
Why can he have a
man.
spear? I can't have a lighter.
If we're doing CQC, no, a 6-year-old is very likely not gonna beat somebody. But if you
the
drop
fact that you're
Mowgli
saying
in his
very
environment,
likely not. As if they have a
It's insane.
no, there's a chance.
There is if
Because if he has a little knife throat, that's it. You're gonna come near him throat.
Why
Right
are
in
you
the
giving
throat,
him
that's
things?
it.
You keep giving Mowgli a spear, a bear, a knife. Why does he have
Because
all
all-
this shit and it's
all
just
it takes
me?
is a
It's just me. It's like, where are you getting your lighter, Chris? Where are you getting your fucking lighter? Where's Mowgli crafting his spear in an instant?
He can do that. You don't think him, a little jungle boy, knows how to craft a spear pretty fast,
Oh my
pretty
god!
quickly.
Not in a fucking instant. He's dead. Kicks it. I'm killing this child before he gets his hands on a stick.
I think you're underestimating how dangerous that little jungle boy gonna be.
I think you're underestimating the power
Because
of a human adult.
I think you'll go for him to grab him, but he's a jungle boy. He don't got he don't have the laws and the rights that you think of. He'll go right for your throat, bite your throat out. That's it. You're missing your
That's
jugular.
hilarious. That's hilarious that you think.
And then they start coming out. They're like dancing. They're like, ooh, ooh, ooh. I don't want to be like you as you're bleeding to death.
you really.
The monkeys
I
are
don't know,
going
man.
out
You're-
slapping you as you're choking on your own blood.
You are, first of all, his teeth are in bad shape. First of all, his teeth are in bad shape. He's a jungle dweller. They're
They
falling
might
the
be
fuck
jagged.
out.
They might be very jagged.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I'm punching him in the
Oh,
fucking
the-
face. I'm sticking
he
my thumbs in
bites
his eyes and
trees.
he's gone. How about that? How about he's my thumb in his eyes, he's gone. Oh, what's he gonna do? Listen?
man.
He's never been blind before. He doesn't know how to handle that. I'm gonna kick this little blind idiot around until he's fucking a ghost, clearly. Until
Do
I
you
can
think- do
see
you
the
think it
white
could be
light
12
leaving his eyes.
Do you think it could be
Mowgli is
12-year-old
fucked.
Mowgli?
12-year-old Mowgli?
It could be 12-year-old Mowgli.
do that.
12-year-old Mowgli I think would be more of a challenge, but I think I could still beat him, yes.
I don't know, man. At 12, that's different, bro.
I think
Once it gets to 17,
I think
16, that's a
16-year-old
bigger
is
question.
when it's like, oh, probably not. I think
Yeah.
16-year-old.
That's a jungle
I
dwelling
mean,
kid.
that
That's a
is
jungle
someone-
dwelling kid with like the experience and the muscle mass
Their
of like a
HGH
relatively
has
adolescent
fucking
person who's
exploded to where they're having their growth spurts. They're getting their testosterone skyrocketing to where that's a dangerous fucking kid right there. Like a
But
dangerous
the idea
teenager.
that you
I
even
don't know, man.
entertained, the idea that you even entertained the idea
The 6-year-old.
that 6-year-old Mowgli could take anybody is outstanding.
Maybe, bro. I don't think he can out wrestle you. I don't think he can out wrestle anyone. I don't
I'll
think he can
lock
out
6-year-old
hit
Mowgli in a
anyone.
fucking hot car overnight, and he's fucking done.
I'm not saying you're assuming what I'm saying in like he'll actually outpower you. No, I think he could definitely kill you though. That's the thing.
In
I think
certain
Mowgli
scenarios,
could.
though, but in the scenario that is painting where it's
Here's
just
the thing,
one-on-one
Kingston.
combat,
Kingston,
nah.
Given the situation, if we were dropped in his area and he knows the surroundings, because
In those scenarios,
he's escaping and evading
those
Shere Khan.
scenarios.
You guys are not, you human beings that probably can't do like 35 push-ups.
Kingston, that's
are
plot
not
armor for
Shere
his story.
Khan.
That's plot armor for his story.
That's plot. No, it is plot.
If I had a
Yes,
story, if I had a story about me
100%.
outrunning a tiger, I'd outrun it as well. But like he's
That's
not
true,
a,
but
it's
yes,
not a
that's
tiger.
true. But it is what it is. But it is what it is. Unfortunately, he can
It
do
is-
those things.
How do you know the
he can
tiger
do
isn't
that.
just
Like
dumb? How do you know that it's not just a bad tiger? How do you know this kid is that fast?
Even a dumb tiger is still a tiger, Chris.
No.
Even a tiger that has Down syndrome is still a tiger. In fact, it might be more dangerous. It might be more dangerous.
I don't know, man. I'm taking down.
Because one with Down syndrome might just attack the person who feeds it straight up. Like, he'll be like, oh, like you.
But you're giving all of these like really weird caveats about it.
Like
where
it's fucking
where
Home
like,
Alone.
Oh yeah,
It's Home Alone.
Because,
if you-
because,
here's the thing,
because
Kingston,
obviously,
Kingston,
look, guys,
Kingston,
look.
Kingston, hold on.
Without
Let's-
any
let me
caveats,
illustrate
it's
this.
just
Let me
a
illustrate.
6-year-old.
But that's the whole point. That's the conversation.
I could literally Sub-Zero fatality a 6-year-old where I grab the base of its neck and I pull its spine out.
Obviously.
That's all it is. I
Right, but
gotta
that's what we're
give him
talking about.
something, or there's no fight. It's just you beating up a kid. I gotta make it a show.
The question was,
okay, Don
do you
King.
think you could beat 6-year-old? The question was, do you think you could beat 6-year-old Mowgli? The answer is yes, objectively speaking. It's kind of like saying like, oh well, if you're living in a house and you put a baby next to the boiler with a grenade. Like, who would win? It's like the baby with the grenade probably is gonna win because he's gonna unplug. He's gonna be like, and then he's gonna blow your fucking house up, and then it's gonna look like a nuke went off, and then the baby wins. Baby wins against Kingston because he's next to a boiler with a grenade. But it's like that's not what the
because you have
situation
to-
is.
Because if I didn't give Mowgli any sort of benefits, he's just a child.
I get it. Look, I
He's
get
just
it.
a child.
So it's two separate scenarios, but entertaining your scenario actually is kind of fun because think of it in the same way as fighting Kevin McCallister. It's like Kevin McCallister, you can beat the absolute fuck out of him, but can you beat him in his house? Are
Yes,
you
I can.
sure? He
No, you
booby
can't.
traps it to
No,
the
you
point
can't.
where
No, you
those
can't.
dude,
Chris,
Marv
they'd
and Harry should have
they'd
died
find you-
1,000
they'd find
times
you
over.
Bloody. They'd find you bloody. They would find you bloody in a hallway.
No.
Money on it. They would
Especially
find
in
you
number 2.
bleeding.
Home Alone
I
2.
could easily
Chris,
survive
no.
Kevin
Home Alone
McCallister.
2 in that
First
one
and
building.
foremost, if you're Chris, first and foremost, you wear glasses. That's
Right.
number one. If you get hit in your face and your glasses
Yeah.
fall off,
Yeah, that's
you
number
can't
one,
see,
my
and
friend.
you're dead. You're doomed.
Kingston, I don't think you fully understand why this is not even a close match, right? Because I am so paranoid and so neurotic. I check every single thing before I do anything.
You wouldn't
I'm
even
not-
go in there. It wouldn't even be a fight. You wouldn't even go in. You'd be like, I'm
Yeah,
not going in there. I know what's gonna happen.
Realistically, yeah.
I
He's
I
not
could
going in that
navigate.
building.
I could.
It'd be a draw. It'd be just draw.
No, I know exactly. Like I could navigate. I feel like I could navigate that house very, very easily
I
because there's so many things
I
that
don't
happen in
think
that
you
movie that
could.
happen purely because the Wet Bandits are stupid. The idea that like he would just step barefoot on broken ornaments is insane. I would never look anywhere I would never step anywhere barefoot without looking. Never. It would never. So that would not work. The cars on the ground.
think
Oh
first
wow,
and
big deal. I'm
foremost,
not
you
going to
just
put my
wouldn't
fucking.
go in.
I would go in.
I just- you wouldn't go in.
If I had reason to go after Kevin McCallister, I would go in and I would be totally fine in that house. They would. I'm not even remotely scared of that house.
What
at all.
about the-
scariest thing
Because
about
it's
it would be that spider? Honestly, it would be that spider because I'm like, I don't
What
want
about
to deal
number
with
2?
spiders. Really.
What about the
But
environment number 2? Like what is it?
That's different, man. That's like a Resident Evil area. That's like a
Which one?
Alan
Two
Wake
is-
level.
He's in New York, and then they're in that. I think
It's when
it's
he's
an abandoned building or
he's in
something.
like an abandoned.
Oh
it's
no,
like an
that's, you
abandoned
don't go in.
tenement
You just
building.
don't go in there. Because I
Yeah.
feel like after you beat Kevin McCallister in that building, you're gonna have to fight a real monster, like a real creature comes out of the ground, and you're like, oh, now I'm fighting the lizard from fucking Marvel. Like, what the fuck? No, I'm not dealing with that.
There's just too many things in that movie where it's like the Wet Bandits are so stupid. Like, and I get
They're
it. It happens.
stupid?
It happens because it makes the movie fun. But like, there's no chance in hell.
They're stupid, but not only they're stupid, they're in someone else's house. and a bunch of traps set. You don't know someone's house. That's the same. Like, they are dumb people. They make dumb decisions. But walking into someone's home that has their home, like, booby trap, very likely you're gonna get hurt very badly in general.
Yeah, but they're not like crazy.
That's how it
The
is.
kid's not.
All
He's
you
not
gotta do
Jimmy
is somebody can just
Neutron.
wait around a corner. Just think of it like this, right? Somebody gets wait around a corner. You turn a corner. Someone has a hit you in the head with a frying pan. Because that happens to burglars and shit like that. Two people just walking into people's houses. They walk in and they just walk into someone attacking them because they don't know where the fuck to look.
How about this? Mowgli versus Kevin McCallister. Who wins that?
Mowgli from where does it take place first?
Realistically,
Can we do? You want to do 2 rounds? 2 rounds.
No.
3 rounds.
A cabin in the woods.
Kevin's
One
house.
takes place in a cabin in the woods.
No. Can't be
Why
cabin
not?
in the
Why
woods.
not?
Because
That's
what happens
both.
is
That's
a cabin in
both.
the
It
woods
is kinda-
because you neutralize the power benefits of both of them putting them in a cabin in the woods too quickly. You gotta
No,
do
you don't.
one
What are you talking about?
where they're in
That
Kevin's
wasn't-
house.
that wasn't even a sentence what you
One
just said.
where
That was
they're in
just
the
bullshit.
jungle, and then one while they're in a neutral place.
I feel
Final Destination, just in a that's a blank.
FD no items. FD no items. Kevin McCallister's getting eaten
But then-
alive by Mowgli.
but then the question
Mowgli's
isn't
gonna
interesting.
eat him, actually.
But then the question isn't interesting because fucking Mowgli wins in the woods, Kevin McCallister wins in the house. That's
basically
what you've just set up.
And then you gotta have a
cabin in the
neutral
woods
plan.
at least.
What
I
is
think
a
it has
truly
both.
neutral place,
I
though?
like his idea. I think it has enough elements to be both a place that can be booby trapped, and then there are jungle elements to a forest or woods.
Right.
Forest trees aren't heavy like jungle
Fine,
trees.
a cabin in the fucking jungle, a house in
Yeah.
the
A
jungle.
cabin
How about
in the
that?
jungle.
A fucking
A jungle tree house. There you go.
Jungle tree.
There you go.
house. Perfect. A
There
jungle
you go.
tree
A
house.
house in the jungle.
Where's
A house in the
It's
jungle.
a Boomafoos house. That's a combination of two. It's a house and a jungle.
Where are those fucking?
I don't know. That'd be a
Do we
good one.
contact
I
Death Battle
think
for this? Do we contact those guys?
They don't do
Mowgli
fun
versus
shit
Kevin
like this.
McCallister.
Yeah.
They do Vegeta versus cancer. It's like do cancer.
I forgot they existed.
That's like
for
the
a
crying
while.
baby versus crying baby. What is it? Crying baby versus atomic bomb.
Yeah,
or whatever,
that's
where it's like-
that's fucking, that's fucking hilarious. I love that shit. I love that shit. It's so good.
Anyway, Jesus Christ, I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
Not
anymore.
even a little bit.
All right, let's see.
I think
how
I
much-
don't know. That'd be a good fight. I think.
yeah, we're
Kevin
moving on. We're
McCallister-
moving on.
Yeah.
He sounded so disappointed. He's like, oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it was kind of like the cue
so
was kind
sad.
of like, all right, we're moving on, and this nigga's like,
Yeah,
all right,
we're
let me
moving
bring
on.
this up again.
Kingston doesn't know how to read cue cards. Even though I don't put any
we
cue
gotta
cards
we
up.
gotta give we gotta give you a late night show, and then you had to do oh my god, we gotta do
Oh my
like
God,
a
that'd be
late
so
night
funny.
segment. That'd be
I've always
fucking
wanted to do a
awesome.
late night
What
show.
if
I
I
always wanted.
kill it? What if I kill it? What
I'd
if
be
I'm
really
great
upset.
at
I
it?
think
I'd
we
be
could.
really mad,
man.
I have unironically, and I've spoken to Zach about this too, and Zach specifically put the idea in my head. It was like you should do a late night show, you guys, and they'd be like, that would be a smart idea, but I would want to be behind the camera. I'd want to like fuck with everybody and like just find ways to just fuck with the production. But I think it'd be like just to have incorrect cue cards up. And just like that kind of thing. I feel like it'd be fun. It was just like it's just so much money to even fathom.
Hey
trying to do
man,
something
we
like
can
that.
raise it. We'll do late night with Sweeney O'Brien or something. Let's do it.
All right, let's see. James St. Little wrote and he says, "Hey Chris, Kyle Enderman, and Rodney King." Kyle Enderman? Who's Kyle Enderman? Is that even real? Enderman is a Minecraft thing, isn't it?
Is Chris Kyle the? Or is Chris Kyle
Chris
supposed
Kyle's
to be
the
together?
American Sniper.
Yeah, is that what he meant, or is Enderman something separate?
I'm stupid. Yeah, it's Chris Kyle, American Sniper, Enderman, and Rodney King. Would you guys let Chris build your house because he likes working with his hands? Let Sweeney nurse you back from near death because he was going to be a nurse, and let Derek play music at your wedding? Merry Christmas, girls. This is a great question. I don't know why I'm building a house. Like that's my main skill here.
I feel like
That's
Like,
a pretty
that's
like.
not-
I feel like
not even
mine's the
remotely anything that
only
you do.
reasonable one.
Like I can, yeah. That's kind of the only one that's like, no way am I letting Sweeney nurse me back to health
like,
in a
I'm not
million fucking years. He's not doing that.
Like I wouldn't even attempt. I'd like just go to a hospital. I would like go to a hospital. Get out of my way. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not trying to.
You wouldn't even feel obligated at all with your profession.
Not even slight. I know fucking like what a 3D molecule looks like, and I can put one together. Blood? I don't know how to fucking nurse someone back to health. I know how to disinfect
Can you draw
wound,
blood from me?
Like most
I need
people
blood
do.
work. Can you draw blood from me?
I could draw blood for you. I don't know what to do with it. I would just have it. I would just have blood. I'm like, whoa,
just
okay.
in a glass, just sitting there.
Whoa.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, like I mean, I could
I have the blood.
like I do know how to build a like I understand how to do this because me and my dad would build a lot of shit for people. Like we'd build basements and we built like specifically like there was a house, but like. I mean, I wouldn't know how to legally do that. Like I don't know the channels you have to go through to even do that. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't even know. And setting it up with like the fucking county or whatever the fuck. Like I don't know any of that shit. I could build you a house that could stand, I guess, for a while. But like beyond that, like I don't.
A while. Not even in general for a bit.
You ever see that house that they built in the Simpsons? Like the hurricane destroys Ned Flanders' house, and the community comes together and rebuilds him a house, and it's complete dog shit. It's the master bedroom. It looks like it's a long hallway, but it's just a really tiny door. It's so fucking funny.
That's crazy.
Did you see the? That's awesome. Is that the episode where he loses it, where he gets like really mad at everybody?
Yeah. He starts saying mean shit. Yeah.
I love that where he says, "I'm gonna kill all of you with a gun." Ned Flanders' famous line.
I'm gonna kill, rape, and murder all of you, especially you, Bart and Lisa. That's a really good
especially
episode.
You, Bart and Lisa and Bart.
I'm
Especially you, Bart, Lisa, and Bart. And he says Bart twice. Bart, Lisa, and Bart are fucked. And Bart's like, yo, why? And he keeps saying his name twice, so it's clearly not an accident.
Bart,
Lisa, Bart and Bart.
Yeah. This is. I feel like this question though. Mine is so weak sauce because I'm not a terrible musician. I'm not like I'm not.
Yeah, I would let Derek play at my wedding. I've played at weddings before, and I've done perfectly well. And Derek's far better at that than I am. So like I can imagine that. Yeah, why not? Why the fuck not?
Would
Sweeney, no way in hell, Sweeney going near me when I'm sick. Yeah. I remember specifically our roommate, our postman at the time roommate, who was a fucking post office worker. Like helped nurse me back to health way better. Like I remember, like I got alcohol poisoning, and Sweeney was just like, whatever, deal with it, I guess. And
what do? You fucking just get better. What the fuck? Like it's like,
I don't know, man.
Guys,
I don't know, bro. Get me a water or something. Fucking Jesus Christ!
Guys,
I don't have like a high threat. I'm not asking the world. I'm just being like, just to consider it like glass of water. Jalen brought me water in a bowl. And it's because it was all we had. And
First
I was like,
and foremost,
right,
this is what happens. When you get sick, you got to get better. You have to get better, all right? That's what happens, okay? If I got sick, I wouldn't blame. I would just lay in wherever I'm at, and I would either live or I would die. That's it. I would even live.
I had alcohol poisoning. I didn't have a sex addiction where like I'm the one who has to make the last final step. It's like all I needed was water. That's it.
You got your water. You made it, dude. You see, you did it, right? And now you can say no matter what, you beat alcohol poisoning. You don't got to worry. You see, good shit, dude. I'm proud of you.
You suck so deeply. It's crazy.
Just completely disregarding your hardship. Like, yeah, man, look at you, man. You did it.
Whatever.
Good job, Chris. Shit. Yay, Chris. Yay.
Oh, yeah. Faux shiz, genuine. What's up, homie? Wrote. And he says, hello, podcast that I put on when I pretend to be working in the stockroom.
Nice.
Dude, man. I pretended to work so much when I was at Sears. It's
great.
Insane.
Oh my God.
I would do
During
things so slowly.
Well,
specifically because like they would schedule out their tasks for the day in such a way that I think was tailor made for geriatrics. Like so it was like because so many old people worked there. So like here's the reasonable amount of things that a person can do in a day, and you could do it in 30 minutes, and then skip to the next day of more work, and create this idea that you're really fast at working, which is like I don't want to.
You don't want to do that, yeah.
Or I could do exactly as much as is required of me, and stretch that out for the period of time that I would be there. So I would spend a long time printing labels. I would spend a long time like stocking the shelves, putting the sales stickers up, and I would never be ahead of time. I would always finish exactly everything I had to do exactly when I had to clock out. And everybody was like, wow, he's a pretty good employee. It's so funny. Because I was milking them fucking dry. I was printing bullshit labels all over the place, like Easter eggs. Dumb. Anyway, he wrote in, and he says, where the fuck is it? Have you ever heard a weird take from a celebrity or a comedian that you like about another celebrity comedian that you like? I honestly think the premise of just a weird take from somebody that you admire or like is interesting enough, but it could also be there too. There's an episode of Mr. Show where Tom Kenny is playing Robin Williams, and the entire bit is about how he is hacky and annoying. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that time. Beloved figures before they die.
Yeah,
or like just sort of treated like everybody else. What is that?
Put that shit away, dude.
Thanks a lot for that silence.
Those are my top 16 packs I've won for Digimon. So I do pretty good.
I just don't think adults should be playing Digimon.
I quit. I think it's over. I think the podcast is over.
Crazy,
I think
man.
I can't.
You know what's crazy? Most people that play
I don't blame you.
I have not met someone under 25 playing the game yet. Actually, they might exist. They might exist.
They
granted,
don't
but, like,
exist. They don't exist. They don't
Well, like,
exist. Digimon has
I'm
no.
talking about underage people that play the game, because Digimon is an old series. Like the people that play,
Of course.
like no one in modern time really knows about Digimon. Except for people that are fans from like back when they were younger and they watched it.
It's just such
exactly. Nobody knows about Digimon under 25.
It's just such a I don't know, man. The fantasy world of Digimon is so just.
Before you say something stupid, how much do you know about Digimon? Before you say like the fantasy world, because I don't think you know much about the world of it.
When
before
I was
you
young,
say
I paid quite a much attention to, like, on Extra Ammo. I even showed you those drawings, those little comics that we did where we were turning everybody else into.
Oh my god! One of your teacher raping other students,
something along the lines of that. Some shit, yeah, like some similar fucked up drawings of teachers and kids, students, like when we were like 12, 13 years old or whatever, drawing all this dumb shit. So I was like, I really appreciated it, but as I got older, I was just like, I can't fuck with this stuff. It's so built specifically for kids that it just didn't. I couldn't bring it with me, and I see like the things that are like they're all It's I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where I'm like, to each their own, but they're
it has a My Little Pony. There's a My Little Pony vibe,
kind of like that. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, the thing about Digimon, I can say the beginning was very much so for kids, but the whole story is about growing up. And then what happened is that the cast does grow up. They're like the modern stuff for them. That stuff that came out like in 20. Because first of all, I started playing it again because of the card game. The card game is a good card game. I play card games. I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! I've played Magic. I've played Pokemon. And I played Digimon. So Digimon's a very interesting card game. And then the stories. Let me look back into the stories. I remember liking the show a lot when I was little. I watched it, and then they skipped to like they're all like post-college. Or not post-college. They're all like at the end of high school, and then they're all post-college. And it's like the idea of like growing up and stuff. And it's like, oh shit, these stories continue. So the characters I remember from when I was fucking 5 are like 20-somethings now in the universe. And I'm like, that's crazy. These niggas grew up in a way that like Pokemon just straight up has never.
Yeah.
Ash has been 10 to 8 countries and he's still 10. And it's like, bro, how fast are you traveling, bro?
Well, I mean, it's because it's
aged at all.
It's because it's for kids. That's why.
Yeah, well, I mean, understand.
That's why.
Understand.
That's
Well,
why
yeah,
it
that's the
hasn't
thing.
grown up.
Digimon isn't exactly for children anymore. That's the thing.
It is, though.
There's a
is,
series
Jason.
for children, but then the characters are not children anymore. They've grown up into adults now.
I guess it's
I guess
just kind of
to
like
keep, people like you like to get.
Well, yeah, people that still have a fondness and heart for it. But so that's literally what they did.
It wasn't.
They're like,
It wasn't big enough
age
like
for you guys.
Pokemon where they can
That's
just.
a bad idea.
Every generation of kid is gonna
How was that
like
a bad
it.
idea?
Well, it probably would have completely faded away if
that
they
a bad
didn't do it. Is what I imagine.
yeah. Well, I
Because
mean,
what happens is that, like,
it's just going to fade,
comes
but
to
now
an
it has
end,
a
their
shelf life.
stories.
Yeah, but now it has a shelf life.
It does,
It's
but I feel like maybe
well, that's
that
not-
was just a way
that's
to
not
increase
dumb.
the
That's
longevity,
good.
that it would have faded away sooner, maybe, because it wasn't a hit like Pokemon was, right? Like nothing was.
It was popular, but
No.
it wasn't as
Right,
popular
right.
as Pokemon, and I think it was just competing against Pokemon.
That's the
That
problem.
Was the thing
Like,
that made it even more difficult.
when people do that shit, when there's such a blockbuster hit like fucking Pokemon in every way imaginable, when people think it was
They also
like,
had really good video games,
It was
too,
like
about
Batman
it.
the animated series, right? It was like, oh, let's make gargoyles, and I'm like, yeah, gargoyles is cool, but it's not fucking Batman. Shut the fuck up. Like, what are you doing? It's stupid. Don't put it against
Well,
each
yeah.
other.
The
Try to
problem
run
is
it at
this,
the
right?
same fucking times and shit. So
People
stupid.
tried to do because people did the same thing with Pokemon and Tamagotchi, but Pokemon blew it out the water. The same thing
Pokemon
happened
was
literally.
genius. It's just
They were
genius.
like,
it's
for kids.
I don't
it's
know.
genius.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. And now
For
that those kids
people
are
in
grown
general,
up
bro,
and
people
now they
love
have
it.
money, dude, man, I don't know, man. That Boogie documentary is crazy because like he spends so much money on those cars. And I'm
Oh,
like,
my
you
God.
fucking idiot, you're so stupid. And it's just like the card games in general are all about like. Honestly, I don't value card games at all because the whole premise of them is literally just like it's not gambling exactly, but it damn near might as well be.
To a
There's
degree,
like some
it is.
there's
I
some
mean, to a degree, it's gambling-esque nature to it. I admit
it damn
that.
near, yeah, and there's something about it where it's like fuck, man. So many people are just getting swindled out of their money.
Yeah.
Because they're addicted to this thing, and it kind of
Well, no,
bothers me. It makes me sad.
Some people buy
Um,
things, and because for things like Magic the Gathering, right? Like particularly Magic and Pokemon, those
Right.
cards don't depreciate in value.
I mean,
happened was the market-
The assumption is
The
that that's true,
market
yeah.
got fucked because of niggas like Logan Paul and Boogie.
Right.
What happened is they started pulling the
Well, I
cards
wouldn't say,
that were
I
supposed
wouldn't
to
say
be
Boogie's
rare.
part of that. I wouldn't say Boogie's part of that. He's not big enough to have that much of an influence. But
That's
I know
true,
what you
but
mean.
like people
Yeah,
that
the
were doing that,
whales
they
and the
ruined the
Krakens and
market
shit.
and they overflooded
It's-
it. Yeah, they overflooded
Yeah.
the market with these cards that are like the original Charizard was like nearly $1 million. Per 10 years is nearly $1 million. That's crazy. And
Yeah, it
then
makes no
people
sense
were
to
like,
me.
"Oh, I have these. And it's like, no. The reason why they're worth so much money is because a few of them are being sold at that high rate. Don't flood the market with them, and they did, and they depreciated in price. Like the one ring from Magic the Gathering in Lord of the Rings collaboration. That is a $2 million card. Now will stay a $2 million card because there is only one, and one person owns it, which is fucking Post Malone, which is
it's-
hilarious.
Magic. The first time I ever really understood what like
Magic is dope, bro,
nerdism
but, like,
was. The
insane.
first time I ever understood what like what a true fucking nerd was when my neighbor's dad and we went to Frankenson's. I was probably like, I don't know, fucking 10 or 11 or something, and we went with them one time, and this guy pulled out just a fucking ass full of money and just bought like such rare Magic cards. And I'm just like that. It blew my mind because I didn't know that. I knew of Magic because of my brother. He played a lot, and some of the he wasn't. He was just a casual player. He was not a fucking Kraken like this guy, obviously. And then he was just like, here's this fucking, there's this card. I can't even remember. It was so long ago with this card, but it like, you put two of them together and it made like a complete like head or something. It was like half and half or something. And it was, at the time, it was so fucking expensive, and he just pulled out a wad of cash. And I was like, what the fuck? For 2 cards? It's something that
It's outrageous.
It is, man.
What's crazy is that if he has those cards, they're probably worth more money, way more money now than they were
I
then.
wish I kept in touch
Which
with
is
those
insane.
neighbors.
It's art. It's the same with dealing with fine
get
art.
it,
You know,
yeah.
like I'm never gonna see a picture. Usually, I'm not gonna see a picture that is worth $1 million. But motherfuckers get those pictures. Jay-Z bought a picture that was worth $2 million, and it's worth $27 million now. That's a picture. You
you
can't
talking
even
about a
battle
painting?
people with it. You can't have picture battles. You know, you can't even shuffle up your pictures. Like, let's play a game real quick using these pictures. They have no like
actual,
worth
other
of
than
anything
it's
else.
just being there. It just
Other than to spectate it.
Yeah.
Literally. And it's
Yeah.
worth so much. Like, that's why, like, for me, I'm like I spend money on card games that I enjoy and I play them. But I understand I'm buying art at least, you know? Like, I'm buying this
I guess.
piece of art that I'm
I don't
using
know.
for a game I'm playing.
I'm not interested in cards
It's like,
unless
it's like same thing with, like, books.
What do you
Same
mean?
with books, man. Well,
Whoa,
buying
what is
literature
that?
is still buying art, you know? books aren't really crazy expensive because we don't put a lot of value into
they're
books.
also
Unfortunately,
massively published too. Like it's
that's true as well.
Yeah, that is the difference.
But if they if we made rarer books and we probably would we don't put the value
they can easily
of it.
do. It's
Rare
like
books
what
are
Wu-Tang
incredibly
did with their
valuable,
last
actually.
album. It's like what Wu-Tang with their last album.
They are, but there's not many rare books.
Yeah,
You know,
it's like what Wu-Tang did with their last
That's true.
album.
There's rare
name
prints
6
of-
rare books.
Well, there
Well,
are
like-
rare prints of certain books. Like there are like
Things that
original
don't-
copies of like. Yeah. There are like original copies of like Moby Dick
I have
or whatever. where it's-
I have original copy of Dune. Right, I want one of the first 1968 copies of Dune. That book is worth
Right.
like $200.
Right.
But that's like one of the few books I know that like, wow, I really need to get this. And the same as like, why would you buy a fucking rare book? I bought it and I realized how stupid it was immediately because I was just like, I could have just bought the regular one and got the same
A lot of
experience
times,
from
it's
this.
I mean, it's either it means a lot to you or the people do hold
Yeah.
they hold on to it, so then it appreciates.
It's
in
it's
value.
about a value thing where it's like you could get like
The same
it's
thing as
with like legendary. Like I
arts.
feel. I guess, but the thing is, like with cards, like it never ends with cards. That's kind of the thing that bothers me about it, is because they're kind of predicated
That's
on
not
expand.
true.
It does, because you have to build your deck constantly. Why else would you keep pumping money into it?
Well, no. You buy the crazy expensive cards to have them as pieces. You don't put those in your deck because if you use those in your deck and your deck gets damaged, you ruined that extremely
Oh my
beautiful
god!
piece of art. Like
I
all
hate
of the cards
everything about
afterwards
this.
money.
Not
are
interested. I'm not interested in
my
cards.
binder.
I'm not interested in cards at all unless they're tarot cards being presented to me by a big titted goth girl. All right,
Let's
that's
go.
it. Those are the cards I'm paying
Big-titted
attention
goth
to
girls,
ever.
man.
And I'll be like, I'll be like, interesting. What is this? A 5 of cups? What does that mean? You know, as I
If
pretend
we
to
have any
care about what that
big-titted
means.
goth girl listeners, learn tarot cards or whatever, and then read our stuff.
It's
Nah,
too
y'all
late.
are garbage. I've done.
Too late, Derek.
I've been there and
Too
done
late,
that
Derek.
already. Y'all are
They
garbage.
already know.
Stay away from
They
me.
already know.
They already know.
They already know how to do it.
That is true.
They already know.
All big titted goth girls are they're waste of time, bro. Stay where you guys are. Fall down. Fall down, bro. I've been there and done that years ago.
Doesn't
It's
go out of
never
style.
worth it,
This
bro.
isn't bucket hats, dude. What the fuck are you even talking about?
It goes out of style, dude. It
I
goes
know,
out of
so.
style as soon as you
can't
date one. Instantly goes
That's
out of
just-
style.
No, that I don't, man. It's
Instantly, you're like, oh, this is
It's
terrible.
one of the reasons why anyone, like, if you look in the alternative, like rock, metal, any type of any scene like that, anything with a hint of goth, they're just on the top. It doesn't matter how good or bad they are. You can be. It doesn't matter
bro.
what their music actually sounds like. They are fucking at the top of their game. Always. I mean, fucking Morrissey just dropped a new track and motherfuckers were coming all over the fucking place. Like they just.
Because they're disabled. They got brain rot already. They're already gone.
It's
They're
just-
already gone, bro.
It is a smart. My friend actually wanted to continue. He was like, "Hey, man, if we do this band thing." This was years ago. He's like, "I want us all to wear black and do all." I was like, "I'm not doing that shit, dude. That's not really like."
The goth aesthetic is cool because every generation will think goths are cool because the all black aesthetic looks cool, right? But I know I met an elder goth and I've never been so alarmed from a human in my life, bro. I almost started barking at him because I got so scared of his
Man,
presence.
shout out to the goths, man.
An elder
we
goth.
got any goth listeners? Elder goths, young goths, whatever. Shout out.
No, stay
Shout
away
out.
from us. Go back, go back into the abyss. Crawl back into the shadows, bro.
Shout out.
I saw,
Shut
by the way,
Stay
by the way,
there.
speaking of this, I mean, it's only tangentially related, but I saw a lot of people defending Yoo-Hoo in the comments, which
I saw a
don't
couple.
know.
That's crazy.
I
That's
saw
crazy.
a couple of
That's
comments of that. And I was
crazy.
like,
I don't know how I feel
did
about that.
Not
I
expect
don't know how I feel
that
about
at
that.
all. I was like, wait, there's
it's because it's
They were
unanimous
defending
here.
there were
Yoo-Hoo.
niggas that drink Yoo-Hoo like for reals. I was like,
These fucking niggas, these are the people that drink you, the kind of niggas that when they eat, they end up biting their upper jaw by mistake. Like that is fucking just monsters, dog.
It is scary. It is scary, but
Just
we've got a lot of
monsters.
listeners. We've got a lot of listeners who enjoy Yoo-Hoo. Apparently, that was so shocking to me because
That-
I thought for sure they would.
it just seems like
I
such
don't know,
a
man. I don't know what I assumed about 'em.
1950s, like a 90-year-old. That I remember during the war when I
Let's
was.
see, I'm so
It,
excited
it
to
would be
read
like
these.
it would be
paint.
like finding out. Yeah, it's like finding out like 50% of our listeners are like really into shuffleboard or something. Where it's like, why?
Shuffleboard.
Like, why are you? This is so specific.
It
Anyway,
was a little interesting.
let's move on. Let's get a couple more questions. Yeah, it's crazy to see that.
I went looking for Yoo-hoo. They weren't at my local stores. Sorry, I just had to say that.
I couldn't find it either. I couldn't find
Wait,
it either.
wait,
so I
wait,
don't know where the
sorry,
fuck
you went
it is.
looking for
because
Yoo-hoo?
we talked about doing the thumbnail.
Kingston, we all literally agreed specifically on the show.
Yeah,
to
I
go
like
try
how
and
you didn't
find
even
it.
try.
Oh no, but that is we get to sponsorship. You guys really want to do that? I have a green screen. I'll put up my green screen back there, and I'll put like a bunch of Yoo-hoo ads, like the Yoo-hoo
no.
flowing
It
and
wasn't.
shit.
No,
Specifically
it
for
wasn't.
thumbnail.
It wasn't anything to do with that. It was just for the thumbnail. We would all like have a Yoo-hoo or whatever.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find one.
I didn't
anywhere
find it,
near
so I
me.
didn't even bother
checked
asking.
all the
I was
places.
like, fuck it.
I checked
You know
all
why?
the places within walking.
Because they bought all of them.
I checked all the places within walking distance. Anyway, not there.
Right.
Let's move on. Uncle Remus constantly singing the N-word. Wrote it. He says, "Hello there, you obsequious dick-sucking bottoms." Nice word. I like.
Oh
obsequious.
yeah, right.
I'm never gonna hear that. I'm never gonna hear that word without thinking of that kid. All right, what did he say? Since you all mentioned Dragon Ball a lot, what is your favorite moment for each of you in the series? Mine was when Goku turned Super Saiyan 3. That's a pretty classic one. It still gives me chills.
Interesting.
Every time I see that scene. It's a good
Mine's
scene, man.
close to that.
It's a good scene.
It's close. It's like, so he's fighting Majin Vegeta. And like he's like, look at him, I'm so strong. And then he puts those fucking like power rings over him. Like he put those power rings over him, right? Like, and he's like, oh, like he's restrained, and he's basically just playing possum essentially. But like my favorite is when he fucking, to break free, he fucking boom, and then there's just like rocks. It's like he just has rock fucking Hulk hands, and then he just smashes Vegeta with it. It is the coolest fucking. It was like such a like Hulk like primal moment to just take the rocks and then smash them with it. Just that little thing right there. I was like, that is a cool little thing that somebody thought of to do. Like, hey, it would be cool if instead of him just breaking free and then punching him or whatever, make it like the rocks are still like a part of him, and then he uses them as weapons. It's so fucking cool.
It's cool. Mine's close to that too. I think it's like that Majin Vegeta, that entire fucking sequence is, I think, fucking awesome. But I love that speech. I love that speech at the World Tournament that he gives. Like it's like where he's like, meaningless, huh? You know, it's like, and he just has that fucking diatribe. It's like, I love this fucking scene.
Yeah.
So much. And it sucks too because like the Kai version of it is fucking garbage. I don't know. It is a real shame how bad the Kai version gets, because it almost makes it not worth even.
Is it
like,
that
it's
bad,
so,
really?
It is
I don't
so
remember
much
it.
worse. It's unbelievable, actually. Like that specific, I think it's kind of well known that like after the Cell Saga, Kai is fucking horrible. I think like everybody's kind of said that, and it's like, okay, well, fair enough. I didn't know that for sure. I just never bothered with Kai, really.
Yeah, neither.
And then I was looking up that scene because I was like, oh, I want to see that scene again because it was such a good scene. And it's just, and I was watching, I was like, this doesn't sound like the fucking scene that I remember. What the fuck? And then the dialogue's all changed. It's completely fucked. And I'm like, this is, like by a long shot, it's like way worse. And I'm just like, damn, that sucks, because that's like a key like to the point where if I had gone through the whole show in Kai and seen that moment, it wouldn't have even been remotely interesting, or remotely like worthy of having attention at all.
Interesting.
As opposed to the original series where it's fucking.
Yeah. There's so many good moments.
So
There's so
good.
many good
Kino,
moments
man.
in it. It just. Yeah.
For me, what is my favorite moment? My favorite moments are probably.
I have too many of them.
There's so many of them.
I can name one from pretty much each saga. Piccolo coming back to Namek is one of the best moments in the series, without a doubt.
That is a great one.
Where he's like, I'm finally home. I'm home.
Oh, is that the one where he's like excited? He's excited. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite moments. Also, Goku going Super Saiyan for the first time
Obviously,
is amazing.
That's a great one. Iconic. After Krillin explodes.
Yeah, Vegeta talks to Gohan always. Like the moment he was like, every time you go into the gauntlet, you throw down a gauntlet, you're representing the entire Saiyan race, and you made us look like fools, Gohan. And I'm like, damn, dude, that was a really good moment. Obviously, Goku being like, you guys are in for something special. Ever since he's been a little kid, he's been keeping up with us since he was a little boy. Just watch and see. And I was like, that's a really, really good moment too. Gohan going Super
There's a lot of
Saiyan 2.
them.
Yeah, I think
Iconic.
the Gallic
so many.
gun versus.
One that sticks out to me.
Oh, go ahead. You go first.
Kamehameha.
What
Fucking
did he do?
iconic.
Kaioken
Gallic
times
gun.
10 or something?
No, times 4.
Are you sure? I thought he went like times 10
Yeah.
to beat the guy.
Times 4.
It's
When does he? Oh, times 10's in
it's
Super.
for-
Times 10's in like Super or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, times 10 is crazy.
10 is,
but
times 20 is in the Buu saga.
What? I
Not
thought
the
he
Buu
did-
saga, in the Frieza saga.
Okay, whatever.
But
whatever.
times 20
So
Kaioken
he only
is in
goes 4.
Super.
It's been a long time, dude. Like I forgot about it.
Only at that moment. He goes higher,
like
but
when
if he
it
goes
gets
4.
Galaga, he goes
That-
times
that-
4. Gotcha.
that entire
Gotcha.
fight, man, that entire Goku versus Vegeta in the Saiyan saga is an awesome,
Great.
like a really great fucking thing. But I mean, honestly, a lot of my favorite moments just happen to be from the Buu saga, just because they're so fucking absurd. Like the Buu saga is so crazy. Like the fact that
The Buu
like
saga's
Vegito is a piece of
sequences aren't as
candy.
good.
The like the candy fight where like Vegito's like a piece of candy, and like, beating the shit out of Majin Buu is so fucking hysterical to me. And like, there's one thing that I love specifically that sticks with me still to this day, even though it's like a relatively like kind of mundane. I don't even think it probably would show up on a lot of people's lists if they were to make a list like this. But when Super Buu is on fucking what's that platform? Oh my god, I'm forgetting.
And he kills everybody?
When Super Buu is on Kami's lookout, and he just raises his hand and exterminates the entire human race.
The
And that
human
music is playing. That
extermination
fucking
attack, bro.
that carnival music is fucking playing. That Boo theme was
Yeah.
like, that stuck out to me. It was like, this is the scariest thing I've ever fucking seen, because that music is so manic and like childlike, but it's so fucking dire and
It's great. I love
like disturbing.
I love that theme.
It's awesome. It's a great
The scene that Goku gives
It's sick.
So good.
I love that
The-
scene.
So
the scene
good.
of Goku and freaking Vegeta before they feud, he's like, "Go, Vegeta! Our people are gone. We have to work together, make a new race here on Earth." I was like, "Dang!" Pretty
That
much
was
every
hard.
college between
Yeah, that went
Goku
hard.
and Vegeta was always very good. Like, I hated Vegeta for a long time in Dragon Ball because I think he's just an asshole. In Dragon Ball Z, particular, it's like, I guess people find it redeeming, but I think he's like just a huge cunt, and I don't think that's very cool. But particularly in Super, Vegeta's character is so good because he's learned from him being an asshole and he's ashamed of the way he
Yeah,
was.
but you know why he was
haven't
an
listened to
asshole.
Super that much.
Like that's why it's like
Oh, no, I know. No, he's a battered, abused soul. He is. Like, I get it. I understand. I'm not gonna deny the fact that he kind of has, like, it makes sense why he acts the way he does. You know, he was poised to be a prince, then his people got killed, and the guy that killed his people lied to him for years and made him a slave and around and kill other people, and he's like, "Oh man, I feel really bad about doing that, but I'm not gonna say it because that's me admitting to my wrongs, and I'm a fucking royalty." And then he got saved by a fucking 11-year-old, saved his life.
he's just I don't know, man. He's
a
just
good
arguably
character. I
like
can't
the
deny
best
it.
character in that show. Like, dude, for,
I
I
think
think
so.
it's between
I
him and
think so.
Gohan, but it's between him and
Gohan
Gohan. But
would have
yes, I
been cool
think
if
Vegeta's a great
they dropped the
character.
ball with Gohan a lot, though. I mean, I guess they dropped the ball a little bit with Vegeta too, but
I
not
like
really.
the
Not
thing
as-
about
not to
Gohan,
the same
I like more than
extent.
Vegeta, is that Gohan is not like it's like Gohan's just not a monster like his father and Vegeta. Like, wanting to be a good dad and a regular person, there's nothing wrong with that. I think
There is
people
nothing
wanted
wrong with
him to
that,
be
but there's
so
nothing-
he was both.
I would say there's nothing wrong with that, but there's nothing particularly interesting about it either. Like, that's kind of the thing where it's like,
That's
okay, well,
true.
you want to be a good dad, okay? I'm not watching a show about you. I'm not watching
true.
a show about. I'm not watching a
He's
show
the
about
main
Walter
character,
White.
and I
I'm
think-
I'm watching a show about Walter White because he's just like, oh man, I just really want to be a good dad. It's like, no, you're watching a show about Walter White because he's fucking crazy.
Breaking Bad, he stopped selling drugs. He just
Yeah,
stops. He's like, I want
do
to
you
take
think-
care of you, son.
on that note, do you think it's a little bit? Because the show's great. Don't get me wrong, but like,
Gay?
say, yeah, of course. Do you think it's a little too gay? That the fact that Walter White is a very timid person, right? The way that they show him. Do you
Yeah.
buy someone turning into who he turned into in basically like a year?
Walter's always been a piece of shit, though.
How so?
The whole the whole time.
Yeah.
He's always been a piece of shit. That's
Like
the
how-
point.
like-
when you look back and before with his old ex-girlfriend and everything like that, he could have got help to be several times to do other things, but he's too prideful. He's a prideful asshole,
No, like
literally.
so they were together. They had a falling out.
Right.
And because of that falling out, which is a very human thing to do, to not want to be a part of that bag, so he sold his shares at very low because he's like, I'm fucking out of here. And then
Yeah, that's dumb.
It is a very normal thing that happens all the fucking time. People are like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. We're not partners anymore because we're out of this. So he and obviously wasn't expecting the company to make as much money as it did. So of course he's salty because of that, but he's just salty. That's not,
and
that
he became
doesn't make
resentful.
you evil. That doesn't make you a bad person.
No, that made him
I don't think
resentful and
that's not
angry.
evil. That's not evil. He's just that action, I think, really took over to the point where he was just like he had a chip on his shoulder about everything.
Of course,
after that
but,
point,
like, who
and I
the
think
fuck
it made
wouldn't,
him an
though?
asshole. I do believe. I mean, there's a multitude of ways. I would be more sympathetic to that if he didn't have the opportunity many times after that to kind of fix
come
that
back,
whole
Do
thing.
the
essentially.
right thing.
It's not do the
Literally,
right thing.
yeah,
Right,
do the
right.
right-
Because
it's
like in the
still-
beginning,
it's just a career choice.
where they're like, in the beginning where they're like, dude, like we understand that we fucking. Like, dude, they basically all but say that, like, yeah, we took a lot of our work is based on your stuff. Like,
right.
You have cancer now. Let us, at the very fucking least, help you out with these medical bills.
Literally.
the fact that he turned that down is like that's the point where he's like you're such an asshole. Like, why? It's just all pride. It's all pride stuff.
Even in the way he would talk,
pride.
even the way he would talk to Jesse to show the kind of person he was.
But I could
Jesse
believe-
was
I
He
would
wasn't
literally
talking to him like
Walter's
that while he was
depiction
a
of somebody
teacher
superior
teaching
to.
Jesse. Like, say,
right.
No,
but
he's teaching, but the interactions with Jesse,
are you
someone
not
that's helping
understanding?
him.
Like, so what I was saying is, he was he's always been obviously a prideful person. But in that scenario, I feel like the average person would do the same thing. Not the whole selling. This is what I'm talking about as far as the unbelievable part. Everything that led up to that, even refusing the help, a lot of people would do that. A lot of people would be because of how spiteful they feel.
I don't
Absolutely.
think
I don't get that.
That's
Of
really
course
stupid.
it's stupid. It's not. No one's saying it's not stupid.
That's like
no. Hold
I
on.
can't even
Stop.
like I under like
look, no one's
yeah.
saying that it's not. I'm not saying it's not stupid. Of course it's stupid. I'm saying people on average do stupid shit like this all the fucking time out of pride. Out of pride, a lot of people will refuse. A lot of people. I would rather die
right.
than blank.
A lot of people are prideful, right? That's true. But a lot of people that have a father with another child on the way choosing to
Yes.
die instead of be there for the.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
There's
I
a lot
don't-
of.
I disagree.
You can
100%.
definitely disagree as much as you want because you're putting yourself in the shoes and you're not actually taking yourself out of it.
I'm thinking about what a parent's mentality.
You're thinking
someone
of
that provides for
a
their
reasonable
family.
person, not a person that went
You're
through
thinking of
that
you as a
scenario.
parent.
Like you're not thinking of.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
of that's why
That's
he's
exactly
an
what-
asshole. Because most people would be like,
No, so you're saying most people.
I'm dying.
Most people. Okay, look, hold on. Just real quick. You keep. Look, need to keep in mind.
Especially when it
No, but
comes
see,
to death, Derek. That's death.
Do you know how
That's
many
the
people
end.
die by not simply just going to the fucking hospital to treat very simple things? Like it is.
I
That's what I'm saying.
agree,
Like,
I agree,
then
right?
you need to acknowledge that.
But most of those people aren't as well educated as Walter
It's not about
White
education.
is.
It's about stubbornness.
It
no,
does to a
it's
degree.
It's my grandma knew that she. My grandma didn't know when her feet were turning black. It's not like she didn't know that they were turning black. She was just so stubborn. She did not want to go to the hospital. She's like, "Fuck it, I don't care. Like I'm good." Until obviously it eventually ruined her.
But that's your.
I'm just giving you anecdotal evidence.
Like
I'm giving you
people,
an anecdotal evidence, sure. But what I'm saying is, this shit happens so fucking frequently. The amount of preventable, dude, the number one death in America is some type of cardiovascular disease. Most cardiovascular diseases are preventable.
It's preventable,
So it just
yeah.
by
Yeah, absolutely.
default, how negligible people are, how stubborn people are, how they refuse to just get help, refuse to do some of the simplest things, even though you know. It's not about education. You know, if you got in shape.
I think it is to a degree. To a degree, it is. But I think you're right about the 100% nature of that. People are very prideful. But I think a lot of people, when they're met with literally death, the pride shit disappears, and it's now it's.
I don't
time
think
to
so. I don't know
roll.
what you're basing
Especially
that
when you're
on.
given
I just
help.
think it's like.
I think
Given help.
it could be the opposite in a lot of ways. I think it could even make it even worse. Like because that is something that happens too. Like
Because he could have, because he didn't have an operable cancer. He had cancer that could have been cured.
He had lung cancer. What are you
Actually,
talking about?
it was a very high probability that he was going to die. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
was?
like mega high. It was mega high. It was lung cancer, like in like a really bad fucking.
Well, yeah, but like untreated, not like
No,
because
even-
lung cancer
even with
isn't the most
even with
deadly
treatment, that's
cancer
why
by even like a wild
to go
measurement.
to
It's
Kingston,
not.
Kingston, when he goes into remission, the doctors are literally shocked. They're like,
Right.
"What the fuck?"
That's true.
really-
Yeah, that's very
But
true.
look-
Yeah.
So like,
Go ahead.
he was basically fucking dead, and his whole thing was like, "I'm gonna make a lot of money before I die." I think. I don't know, man. I think
kind of-
if you're gonna die, because I've seen stories about people. Because the question initially was like, do you buy that he could turn
Into
like
a
a
monster
year?
in like a year.
Yeah, obviously
He's
not.
always kind of been a monster, but that's
no,
obviously
what
for
do
the show's
based off
extent.
of
He's
what?
not-
Kingston?
I don't think he's always been a
Based off
monster.
of
yeah.
what?
Not a monster. He's always been kind of a jerk.
That is wildly different things.
That's not the same thing.
It's not
It's
even
not the same
close.
thing. You're right,
Yeah.
not the same
So
thing.
what I mean is, this is the only criticism I had of the show is that I'm like, oh, when I realized this show pretty much takes place within like a year span or something like that, the fact that he can go from just being a prideful jerk, but a jerk not towards everybody, a jerk towards these people who he feels that wronged him, even though actually it is his fault. It is his fault. That is obvious. But he feels like these people have wronged him, and he's jerked to them specifically. He's not a jerk to Hank. He's not a jerk to Walter Jr., Skyler. Like, their relationship is all kind of cool until
He's a jerk to Skylar.
well, not,
He's a jerk to Skylar,
they don't have
definitely.
a fucking divorce. Or they're not on the what do you call it? They're not on the cusp of divorce until obviously he's disappearing and making meth. Like, they were okay before that.
Right.
Yeah. So like the whole thing is
Like what
he
happened
tur-
is that also a lot of things that happen that Walter doesn't directly
Well, his
do
life
that he kind
also
of sits
just
by and
sucks.
lets happen.
Right.
He
You
also
know?
thinks his life
he lets
sucks,
fuck
though.
things happen and he doesn't stop them directly. Granted, that's not exactly him like letting Jesse's girlfriend die. You know, like he was just like, I'm not killing her, right? Like, she's dying on her own. She would have died if I didn't come here.
Right.
I need Jesse to keep
That's
doing
actually
what
not
I'm
true.
doing. That's when
actually
you're
not
able
true.
to detach
it's
yourself
actually
from
not
things.
true when you
mean?
examine the scene, because if she would
He
not
could've
know,
helped her.
because the only reason that she even got on her back in the first place was because he showed up. The only way
He flipped her,
Oh, yeah,
or
that
he
is
left
true.
her there.
No, he did flip her. Yeah.
He flipped
The
her.
only way,
He flipped
like,
her,
so
right?
He did flip her by accident.
He definitely killed her.
He did it by accident. He did
Well,
it by accident. I forgot how he did it by accident.
He was
I haven't watched
shaking
the show
Jesse.
entirely in a long while.
He was shaking Jesse awake, and she was like, I think
They
like,
were on their
had
sides
her arm over him, and so
cuddling.
she had to move.
and
And then
she was
Yeah,
shaking,
and-
right? And she was
and
drowning.
then she got on her back, which made her, choke on her own vomit. He had an intervention in it for sure, which it's super evil. But see, like, even that, like doing something so like you being so comfortable with murder. Like, I know he killed somebody, but it was out of self-defense before that. But that's self-defense, right? Like, it's either you or somebody. But then just being completely comfortable with actually, to me, I would say within a year span. I'm not saying it's not impossible. Like, it's just improbable.
I could. Here's why. Well, yeah. I mean, the whole. I guess like the whole show is improbable. You know what I mean? It's like the whole point is that it's crazy.
Somebody being a
But-
complete fucking nerd and going to selling hard drugs, I can believe that part to a certain extent.
I definitely know that happened. I've seen it happen directly.
Well, that's a real story. It's the story of
I've
Breaking
seen
Bad's
it happen
based on a.
directly.
I didn't know that.
Breaking
People that
Bad
are like
is a-
not
it's
bad, people
based
that
on,
go
like,
to
some
selling
real-
dope.
Yeah, Breaking
I didn't know
Bad.
that.
Yeah, Breaking Bad as a premise was based on like a story that Vince read, like about some teacher was arrested for selling meth, and that's all that it's based on. Though,
Okay.
like none of this,
And then everything
extra
else was
shit
kind of
happened. Yeah, but like
Fabricated.
I don't know. I could believe that somebody who is like he is timid, but it's not because he's like a good guy. He's timid because he's like careful.
He thinks everybody's
You know what I
worse
mean?
than him.
Well, he's
He
just
hates
very
people.
he's a very careful, kind of anxious guy. Like, and like once he has nothing left, like once he's like not afraid of death anymore, it's kind of like, oh well. Fuck the like. I hate my life.
like
Sucks.
a
I hate these
switch.
fucking people. I've always hated these people. But I have to be like a good husband or whatever. I have to be like a teacher. I have this responsibility to be like a part of the fucking. He goes to assemblies where he just doesn't give a shit. Like his wife is giving him this like barely off. Like in the first episode, I think he gets like that really embarrassingly like low effort hand job from his wife, and it's like Jesus Christ, this life fucking sucks. And when he finds out he's got no more left of it, and he doesn't have to put on a show anymore, I could believe that somebody like that would be like. Would maybe not get that powerful, I guess. But I do believe that
I can
I do
see
believe
who
that somebody
Vinoy
like
is.
that. I do believe that somebody like that, if they were like, dude, we could make millions of dollars if this kid would just get his fucking shit together, but he won't get his shit together because this fucking drug addict girl is getting in his way. They're probably going to die together, which is probably like a reasonable under he's probably thinking like they're gonna overdose together. They're bad for each other. This is bad because objectively speaking, they are terrible for each other. Like there's an idea that, like, oh well, they would have been okay. Like no fucking way. They're both addicts and they're both like enabling each other. It's bad. So he's probably thinking like, oh well, I mean, dude, if she dies, I'm doing a good thing. Really, he's not gonna understand that because he's emotionally involved. But like I know that this is probably like. Better
That's the
for
point
him
of him and
run.
Jesse, though. Jesse goes from being someone that doesn't really care about the ramifications of hurting people around him.
Yeah.
He does dumb shit and he hurts people around him, and then Jesse eventually gets wise to the fact that, holy fuck, people around me are getting fucked over by my dumb decisions. Opposed to Walter stops giving a fuck that happens.
Walter does. I think there are 3 key points in that. 'Cause that's one of them when he had her killed, Jessica Jones. When she
play Sonic Skylar
when she was destroyed by vomit, that was one of the turning points where it's like there is a better solution. There was a better solution as far as like he could have coordinated with the father, probably did some stuff. There's things that could have been done to probably go a different route, but he acted rash. There's obviously the killing of shooting Mike Ehrmantraut. There was like, oops, I didn't even need to do that. Like when he says it to him directly before he dies. Where he's like, oh, I could have just done this instead of killing you. Oops.
The fact that he killed Mike was like, bro, why would you kill Mike, dude?
Being
that was
so
crazy
smart and
too.
stupid
Like
at the same time. Good.
Yeah, he has that conversation too, where he's like, oh, I guess I could have just.
Like was it
I don't
facts
remember
or something? It was something like
specific
getting the names
and
from
he
her.
tells that, and he tells
that
that,
chick.
yeah, I could just get it from that girl.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
have to do this. And he tells that to him while he's dying, as if that's like better.
Thanks,
as if that's
Walter.
like, bro, leave me the fuck out. Thanks a lot, Walter. I'm gonna go play Sonic Adventure 2 in the Great Beyond now, Walter. Thanks a lot, you fucking hack.
Thanks, Walter. I guess I'm not gonna live to see Baldur's Gate 3 come out, Walter.
Thanks
Real
a lot,
cool,
Walter. I was really
I'm
excited.
never gonna see Carlax's flaming titties, Walter. You fucking
Thanks a lot.
asshole.
Are you fucking happy, Walter? No, he died in 2008.
Was
so
it?
like, what would have?
He didn't
or
get
like
close to seeing
2009?
Carlax's flaming titties, bro.
10
Yeah, so-
maybe.
2008 or like 20, yeah.
I
hold on,
think
let's
it's
see.
10.
Video games 2010.
I'm not gonna see Mass Effect 2, Walter. He just dies.
Walter,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna play Sony Spider-Man, Walter. I got a tip that it was gonna come out and you killed me, Walter. I could have played that game, you piece of shit.
I saw the preview.
I was really
Walter.
looking forward. I was really looking forward to God of War 3, Walter, and now I'll never be able to play it. Way to go, you piece of shit.
When did God of
With
War
your-
3 come out?
2010. I just looked up a bunch of. Games.
Damn, bro.
Man, I was really looking forward to Dante's Inferno, Walter, but you screwed me. You really fucking screwed me.
Visceral
Assassin's
Games.
Creed Brotherhood was right around the corner. I was looking so forward to continuing the story of Ezio Auditore da Firenze, by the way. But now I'll never get that chance, Walter. You piece of
killed
shit.
me.
I feel like Mike Ehrmantraut's the kind of guy that if he gets shot, he'll walk around for a while, do stuff, put things where he needs to put them, then die.
Fuck.
He's like, oh, come on, Walt.
Fucking.
Alan Wake's
Shot
right
me,
around the
Walt,
corner,
really?
Walter.
That's
So
right
insane.
around the corner.
Man, it's crazy that Alan Wake 2. It really is insane that Alan Wake 1 came out in 2010 and the sequel's coming out in 2023. That's so fucking.
that is kind of
I
wild.
love that. By
Dude,
the way,
there's so many jump scares in that game, bro. I was watching someone play and I was like, God damn, dude.
My fucking
dude, it's crazy.
I would just get
But it's-
so
my roommate's been
annoyed.
playing it literally
it's so
24
fun
hours
though.
a day.
It's like. How is he doing that? It's only a 20-hour game.
I have multiple roommates. I mean, it's somebody's always playing it. It is always on.
Oh, right,
Anytime
right.
I walk outside, it's on.
Dude,
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude. I'm super fucking into it. But yeah, the jump scares are so funny too because it's like they really do. Like, I mean, jump scares are cheap, but like the way they do it in this game, like especially like when you're playing it, it's like it kind of gives you that giggle after, almost like a roller coaster feeling, like when it happens because you're like. You laugh immediately because it's just like, oh, it's like a fun kind of jolt because it's already tense as it is. Normally, I would hate jump scares, and I do normally hate them, but like, it does a pretty good job. All right, let's get one more out of the way before we wrap things up over here.
Stole my
I saw one.
Nick stole
I do want to address
bike.
this. I don't know what this is exactly. Child Endangerment Road. And he says, "Hey, Nigahigas, how come the Patreon doesn't get video anymore? You've done it a few times, and it rocked." I don't remember this ever being a thing.
I feel like I only
don't
remember doing it one time, specifically because And it may have been something that we were being probably really visual or something. And then so I needed to add video.
Oh, yeah.
For I can't remember which episode it was. But I was actually thinking about that.
There's probably...
Go ahead.
Oh, wait, what were you going to say?
No, I was just it could be done. It's just more of a it's really always just been meant to be audio. It's the video is kind of like it could be done. It's just I don't know. I always picture. I just never really used Patreon for video. I don't know. It's always been like an audio thing to me.
No, me too. I'm the same way. Like I mean, if people want it, I guess it wouldn't really add any. It would be the same thing as we always do. I guess.
Basically, the same thing.
Yeah, we just never really thought about it because Patreon didn't have video support really. Like you would have had to like upload a video with like to YouTube to like
and then
link to and then have it privated, and then that is kind of annoying because you can just share it and it kind of defeats the purpose. But I think I did see that they added video support on Patreon, but at the same time it's like a podcast, so like wouldn't you want to just listen to it? I don't know. If people really, really want it, we'll look into it.
Yeah.
But in the short term, for at least for like the next month or two, we're probably gonna not make any crazy changes.
Right.
But if that's something that people want, like we'll do video on Patreon. That's not really a problem. It really just didn't even cross our minds to do it. But yeah, man, we've still got so many fucking questions. So we'll see you guys. Let's wrap it up. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah. To work a little bit like Dracula
on another
Flow.
episode of Breaking Bad spoiler cast. If you haven't seen Breaking Bad but now, by the way, I'm sorry. Like it's well beyond the statute. It's been 10 years since the show ended, by the way. So relax.
Boom.
We're gonna say we will have it in the title, like spoilers, all that stuff. But just understand,
bro. No. Fuck.
I can't. It's a year for me, dude. It's a year for me. That's
like,
it.
Did we spoil Dragon Ball? Like, did we spoil Dragon Ball Z by saying, like, you know what I mean? Like,
no. Like,
that's like saying, oh my god, I don't want spoilers to the Bible. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Suck my dick. I'm telling you, everything's
Jesus
gonna happen.
dies.
They killed that Jewish nigga. That nigga died.
Yeah. I don't know.
Nah.
I'm just saying. Anyway, let's fucking. It's spoiler.
It's like, look, nobody did nothing. No one did me no courtesies for Spider-Man 2 or nothing. You know what I mean? Like that's how it is. That's just the way of the world, man. You stay away from the stuff. Stay away from that shit as much as you can. But you always know that there's gonna be some people that, you know, they're gonna do it. But for things that are super old, come on, bro, come on.
Yeah, it's like I saw somebody wrote in about to a Sacred Symbols episode recently because like they said like Colin spoiled Final Fantasy VII, and it's like, bro, that is
that game. Like
I didn't even play Final Fantasy VII, and I knew about that for I didn't even play the original Final Fantasy VII to completion.
That game is 25 years old.
That game is fucking ancient by today's standards.
What is it, like 97 or something?
It's 25 years old, right?
It's also the most famous video game spoiler that exists. It's like the equivalent of like just Snape killed Dumbledore type shit. You know what I mean? Where it's like, we know this.
Yeah.
Or like Luke, I am your father level. Where it's like, we know this. We know this. You don't know what happens in Final Fantasy VII for real? Like, I know, and I never even fucking finished it. Or even got to that part.
Yeah.
Just through basic cultural osmosis. I've seen that moment in so many fucking video game videos. Just like referenced. And it's like, okay. I don't know. Whatever.
Nick stole my bike.
They stole my bike. Count me down.
3, 2, 1.
Damn.
Wow. Liam Sheedy. Hello, Bungus, my old friend. I've stuck my cock in you again. Well, Derek already did that.
Oh, right.
We already got a sus version of.
Right.
We already got a sus version of Sound of Silence.
Yeah.
But thank you for your $25 support.
Very cool.
Over at patreon.com/SnarkTank. First time in a while I haven't mentioned that. What is it? Heath Smoker? Soon may the gayer man come. Soon may the gayer man come to bring us bussy and dick and cum. One day when the sucking is done, we'll take our seed and go. Nice.
Let's go.
Little gay sea shanty.
That's very cool.
I'm actually surprised. that hasn't crossed our minds before? Like just a gay sea shanty? Get Jonathan Young on it.
He'd be down. He'd be down.
He's been doing all those. He's been doing all those shanties.
Yeah.
So like he's into it.
Let's do it.
Of course. So we're
He's
great.
been grinding musically in general. That motherfucker's making out music every fucking 2 months. Feels like he's something new coming out.
It's crazy. Frosty the gay man was a jolly homo soul with a gaping hole and a button dick and 2 balls made out of coal.
A button dick.
Jesus Christ. A
What does a
button
button
dick.
dick
That
look
makes
like? I
no
wanna
fucking
know.
sense. It's just a button dick seems impossible.
useless
Unless it's
dick.
like a ton of them stacked
Yeah,
on each other,
yeah,
like
yeah.
they're taped together. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, like a roll of quarters.
It's so insane.
Yeah, there you go.
A roll of there's a roll of buttons that you get from the bank,
Yeah.
as one does.
From the bank.
Gen amphetamine, solid slug. I did everything right and they indicted me, Walter.
Nice.
Ye
Nice.
who will, dude. I went to a party and I was doing that Trump. I was like, I did everything right and they indicted me.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let me. They kept asking me to say Japanese things in Trump's voice, and they were cracking making references to things that Trump shouldn't know. Like the Sonic creator, like Yuji Naka, how he was like put in jail.
Yeah.
He's like Yuji Naka. Creator of Sonic the Hedgehog, arrested again. And, like, they were fucking losing their mind. Just saying, like, do say something about Suda51. And Trump's was like, Suda51? And it was so weird. I think because of the premise of Trump knowing about anything to that degree that he would know, like, Yuji Naka's name even slightly is in and of
That's
itself
hilarious.
very funny.
That'd be awesome.
Like, like, the idea of Trump being, like, the indomitable Hideo Kojima. Like the idea, like that seems so out of pocket that he would even know. Yeah. So I get it, but at the same time, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I did everything right and they indicted me, Walter. What are you gonna do, Walter?
Yeah, Walter.
Ye who welds nutsacks, vaping pussy juice. The FNAF porn parody featuring Freddy Fuckbear. Incel turned transfemme. Alexander the Gay and that's it. Timothy Chalamet, more like Tim OD'd on my Shaft A.
Damn.
Jesus Christ. Look up Deltron 3030, one of the deepest albums ever.
All right.
Sucking down a crisp diet cock. I mean diet cock. Gay that's a gay alien in chains. Gay Alice in chains. Yeah, they've come to fuck the rooster. Throw your cum in the air and spray it like you just don't care if you like dick and balls and that gay shit, everybody. John, Killers of the Flower Moon, 8 out of 10. Guido the 4th. I still have to see that. I listened to every episode of the Snark Tank podcast and all I got was this lousy dick. I'm hot for gay, so fuck my ass. Everybody come in my ass. We'll suck this hog together. Hot for gay. By Seaman M. Hassan Piker calls you a homophobic slur for $10,000 to charity.
Do it, bro.
Stop with the brain slander or the Britain slander. It already sucks here. Listening to Sweeney makes me consider racism. Baller of the first sin. There goes my homo. Watch him as she blows. Gape with 8 of the machine. 2 episodes remaining. Be afraid.
Yeah, for a month.
His long penis is yeah. Yeah, he's been stuck there for a while. He might be dead. Can you imagine? I mean, look, man. I can't be responsible for checking on the mortality rates of all of you. So, like, until your family does something, your bank's gonna stay in this system.
Right.
Sorry, you're not gonna use that You're not gonna use that $25 anyway. You know what I mean? So, like, whatever. If you're dead, like,
true.
big deal. His long penis is killing me. I must confess. I drank his seed. When I'm not with the boys, my prostate's fine. You rail me so fine. Jolly old dipshit, Mr. Beast voice, Mr. Hands, Johnny Silvercock, Cyphergraph, ethereal, urethral agonizer. Damn. If you like pina colada, getting cock in the rain, if you're not into yo girl and you love anal pain, I've gaped my dudes guy after guy. I had my ass spread, penetrated 5 times, and a big penis. I ate a few. I had my share of cum shot. and that's it.
Which one's that?
It's just a bunch of random shit. It's just a bunch of. At this point, it's just a bunch of gay shit. Like I don't know like what you're saying even anymore. Like I don't even know if they're references to songs. I just think you're telling me gay stories.
Gay.
I gotta blow my nose.
Stories.
I gotta blow my nose.
Hey, Walter.
Well,
Now,
I
you
was
see-
really looking forward to seeing fucking Carl Axe titties.
Miranda
Walter.
Lawson's
I really
ass,
wanted to
Walter.
fuck Lizelle, Walter.
She's
Randall.
genetically altered to be perfect, Walter.
Miranda's
She's
fat
genetically
ass.
engineered to have a thick, juicy ass for me to lick and chomp on, Walter. You don't understand.
You've done that to me, Walter. You
What have you
fucked
done?
me, Walter.
I wring the sweat out of a butt cheek and drink it on the go.
I drank
This
a
is
piss
my
out
life.
of another man's balls, Walter. Shit tastes like orange
Can you imagine,
juice,
can you imagine
Walter.
wringing someone's ass like a towel?
Could you imagine someone takes a shower, right? Like your girlfriend is taking a shower, right? And then one of your friends walks in, takes their towel, balls it like 3 times, and wrings the water into their mouth. I'd be like, "Hey, yo, you gotta move out.
That's
You can't come here no more, bro." That's conviction, and I fuck with that conviction. But also, get out now,
nasty.
right now, leave.
They call my squad the Goonies because we all have public indecency
I love that.
charges. Gay Eminem cover of Till I Collapse. Till I prolapse, he's fucking my gat as long as I'm feeling him.
The fact that people can we wait one second. You guys really don't know about this. You guys aren't on the internet doing stupid shit as much as I am. Well, you are, but in different ways. So,
What?
gat. People saying gat now to refer to ass. Gat is referring to when someone says "God damn."
Right, it's like, God
People
damn.
say
right?
"God damn." That does
Yeah.
not mean a big ass at all.
Well,
This slang
now
is
it does.
incorrect.
Now it does. It's too late because that's how slang works, Kingston. It just changes over time.
Oh, man, God, fuck, man, I can't say what I want.
I remember reading that too. I remember reading that too and thinking that I was going insane because I remember like, no, gat is gat, like, God damn. You know what I mean? That's like it's like a short. I was so certain that was
Everything
true.
that black people touch, white people touch, and make it worse, bro. I'm so sick of it, man. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of everything we do just is worsified because of the internet and you guys
Well,
finding
I
out
don't-
about
I
it. Not
don't know
you
about that.
guys,
What-
anyone here directly, but
Well,
you
I
know.
mean, I don't know. Did you see that thing about like Mr. Beast making 100 wells in Africa or whatever, and the government of Kenya is like embarrassed? And it's like, yeah, you fucking should be. Are you
Well,
fucking joking?
Kenya isn't a really downtrodden place, though. Kenya's kind of upper. Kenya's not.
No,
fucked.
but the government can't even do that. Is what I'm saying. Like they're like upset with Mr. Beast for doing
That's
it because it makes
crazy.
them seem incompetent.
Makes
But it's
them
like,
look bad.
yeah, you are though.
Yeah, nigga.
Like you can't fuck. Are you,
You know what would
serious?
have been lit though? If we didn't, it would have been lit if you know what would have made that better if all the riches of our country were stolen and sent to other countries to help them begin commerce in a very extra dimensional way. You know that would have been lit too.
You know
But,
what's actually-
continue,
you know-
continue,
you know what's-
continue,
you know what's
your
crazy?
thing about Kenya being mad and everything though. Thanks for taking our
It is-
diamonds, rubber, sugar, and people. But yeah, other than that, you know, whatever.
You know what I actually think sincerely? Like I actually think this plays into a lot of things. But I think Africa was so resource rich that there was no real need to do the shit that Europeans did. You know what I mean? Like whereas like there was no real need to make all of this shit that they made that then like they fucking colonized the world with because like Europe has no fucking resources at all. You know what I mean? Like these places are barren, so they have to go elsewhere to get them.
Yeah.
So they have to invent like fucking boats and shit and all this like crazy nonsense.
Yeah.
To even get to. Whereas Africa's like they're chilling on everything.
Yeah.
They don't need to go anywhere, and that
Yeah, they
ended
were
up
fine.
kind of.
They didn't need to ruin the rest of the world.
No, but I
to
think that
exist.
actually what I'm saying is like what I'm saying is it's interesting that being in the most naturally rich place for resources actually ended up being like a kind of like a bad thing.
Yeah, no,
technically.
that's something that like a lot of do you remember for a minute there was all these fucking race realist pieces of shit trying to like infiltrate like the side of YouTube that these
yeah, I do
people
remember
just
that.
like
Yeah, it's
came
so
out
weird.
of nowhere and these fucking mutants couldn't understand that. They're like, "Oh, we're better because we invented all this shit." And I'm like, "Bro, the people that are close to the equator
to.
are chilling. They have no need to invent
they're
this
fine.
type of shit. Like
Yeah, invention is born out of
Yes.
necessity. So like, yeah,
think
you,
about
you
even the
clearly
Middle
did like
East,
there was
where they're like we're
Yeah.
fucking where a lot of great things, algebra, a lot of concepts, and a lot of great things were
Fucking math,
constructed because they were gonna burn to death. They had nothing, and so it's like when you have some great comments in Africa, and then say close to the equator where you don't need a lot of clothing, but it's like it should be such an obvious thing. But these people are like, no, it's fucking.
Yeah.
They're so fucking stupid.
It should be an obvious thing, especially when you consider the fact that Nigerians are incredibly fucking smart. Like when
And
when
they're
they come
smart.
here.
Right.
And Africans are smart as shit too. That's another thing that's fucking crazy. They're just kind of intelligent as well.
Well, but the thing is, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like everybody's fucking smart if they have the
Right.
ability to be. Like, or if they just have the capacity to
Right.
be. It's like the idea of like 100% of white people are like really smart is fucking insane. It's not absolutely. It's not true for any fucking group at all.
Of course
it's
not.
insane. It blows my mind that people, and it's what blows my mind too is like the people who are like, it's like, oh man, the fucking whites is a superior race. They're always the fucking frumpiest, ugliest fucking people to say it. It's so weird.
They're always people that is like, how? What the fuck is
They look like fucking
superior
Ethan
about any
Ralph,
of
and
us?
they're like, they
what
look
the
like
fuck is
Ethan
superior
Ralph,
about
and they're
any
like,
of us?
it's like, where the superior is. It's like, no, bro. Like, first of all, there's no such thing. Second of all, you are not the person to be making this case.
Right.
We're all
You are
one
not the
race, so we
person-
can all have kids with each other. You fucking
Yes.
idiots. We're all one race
Yes.
of creature.
They don't understand
is,
that.
dog
Yeah,
shit.
whatever.
I'm sorry to even bring that in. I just it's
Yeah, sorry,
okay.
sorry, guys. I'll say something funny. Give me a second.
That said, black people are the worst.
yeah.
At what though? At what?
No, in general.
Because I would say at dying for no reason. Yes, we are the worst. We are the
Or
worst.
are we
at-
the
just-
best?
We're the best. Yeah, we are. We're the best at dying for no. We're the best at minding our business and problems finding us, bro.
Did you guys see that? Did you guys see
Yeah.
One of my favorite. That's gonna get clipped for sure, by the way. But my favorite thing about. Did you ever see that clip of Bobby Lee talking about how like Koreans aren't bigoted in the same way that everybody else is, and they're like immediately like, what are you fucking talking about? And he goes like, Koreans never had slaves, and the guy's like, I don't think that's true. And they look it up. And
longest-
it turns
they
out,
had slaves longer
and it
than anyone
turns
else,
out,
literally.
it turns out they have the Koreans have the longest unbroken chain of slavery in modern history, going like 1,500
Yeah.
years.
I love how
So like,
I love how that's another.
but that was something that was annoying too. But that was an annoying conversation too, where the idea is like, well, white people invented slavery. It's like, no, bro. Like, so many stupid people with like who had like platforms making like really amazingly stupid sentences.
White people took slavery to the next level.
Well, it's
they
the
ramped
largest
it up like they do with
example
everything.
of like the Atlantic trade. Like the largest example, and
Yeah.
it's so much recent. It wasn't that long ago historically, and then.
Yeah, it's like less than 20 years ago.
However, there are places in Africa and
Jews?
and there are
The
countries
Jews?
Yeah,
that
dude.
still practice slavery. So you also need to.
Here's the thing.
That into
Here's the
perspective.
thing. You cannot find out who invented slavery. There's no
They're not
fucking
here
such
anymore.
thing. It just happens. That shit just happened. Like naturally, you see that shit in like fucking animals, where they're just like fucking like, yo, you are a drone
their people.
basically.
The
Like
prob-
you
the
serve,
prob- the
and that's
problem with
crazy.
European
That's
slave-
so sad.
The problem
But-
with European
the problem is that
slavery is that
Well,
they
it's just-
they
it's-
made up slavery the way that they did. They
didn't make it up.
Africans. So sorry, they made slavery the way they did for enslaving Africans, and then not only did they do that, they literally tried to validate themselves constantly in doing it. They weren't just like, we took people because we won them over. It's like, no, we did it because God wanted us to, and also they're a different race and we're a better race than them. Like they tried to like mathematically and incorrectly mathematically prove that it was fine, and then when it wasn't,
Right. Well, they tried
that's
to
what made
justify
it
it, but it's
different.
yeah.
They
I
tried
mean,
to
look,
justify it. Other groups
I
are
don't know.
like, now we
I don't
can
know.
tax.
I don't know how different. I don't know how different it makes it really. If you
like Persians
if you
were like, we took these people. That's it. They're ours now.
Right, yeah, but like it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I don't know, if you kill somebody and then you don't care versus and then you kill somebody and then you justify it. It's like, is that really any? It's ultimately
It's
the same
it's definitely
fucking
worse.
thing. It's like
Definitely
I
worse,
mean,
but it's like not the same kind of worse.
It's
worse.
worse,
You know,
It's worse. It's worse in the same way that something that goes 60 miles an hour is slower than something that goes 61 miles an hour. Like it's worse, but like it doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
It's the same. You're fundamentally, if you crash this car, you're still gonna fucking get hurt real bad. Fundamentally. So
I guess it's worse morally, but morals don't really exist if you're already doing slavery.
You're already enslaving. You're already enslaving.
Like the only thing I could say about slavery is, as far as it really does teach you how horrible humanity is, especially when you think about the Atlantic slave trade. When you can just think of like,
I lost faith in humanity the second I learned that chimps will just rip you to pieces if you don't give them a birthday cake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, that was to me. It's like, we're so related to those things, and it's like, that's human nature right there, man. Did you hear about that guy? That fucking crazy? NASCAR driver? They got his fucking dick ripped off, and like, it's fucking insane.
By a chimp?
Yeah, some chimp. Like, so the story was that this guy, his name's like Saint Vincent or something. I don't know. I don't remember what the fuck his name is. Or it's like something like that. He was a NASCAR driver, and he had a pet chimp. And like, him and his wife were like, oh man, we love this chimp. And then like, they had this chimp, and it was getting too big, so they sent it away to some zoo or something where they would go visit it. And on its birthday, they brought it a cake, and 2 other chimps in there saw that, and they were like, fuck this guy, why don't we get a cake? Broke out of the enclosure and ate his dick, ate his face, ripped all of his fucking fingers off, and just fucked him up, basically. Because they didn't give him a cake. And that, to me, I'm just like, I look at that and I'm like, damn, that is the core of us, and that's scary. That is so fucking disheartening.
The funniest thing is that the smartest chimp is dumber than a retarded toddler. Isn't that crazy?
But they're extremely powerful. They're extremely powerful.
Oh yeah, the power exceeds them by leaps and bounds. But like a chimp really is more dangerous than a human is technically.
To that, because it's a commerce thing.
Not
it's
technically, for sure.
Wanting things will it's like you can. That's what I was trying to say. Is like just the idea of just desire is what the basis of like slavery, and the reason like why even shit like this even happens in the first place. It's fucked up to where it's like, I know, here's some stuff, I'll give you this, and it's like, okay, you can take these people, and then they will work, give you these resources to make more stuff for us, and then it's just that fucking cycle, and it's like,
I understand it, but it's so insane.
And you know what? If you don't give me a slave, I'm going to eat your dick off.
Essentially. They basically...
This is insane, because like, people could think that, but like, I don't live in a state where I extremely want... I mean, I've been very, very poor, but I haven't lived in a state where I have absolutely nothing. So I could never... Because like, those are people. As soon as I would see them cry, my heart would be like, I can't do this. That's a me thing.
That's why you have to eat their face. That's why you have to eat their face first, so you can't see them cry.
But the thing is that the thing is validation. They tried to validate it because it's like, oh, there's superiority. So they had a different process. I would be like, I feel really bad, bro.
Yeah. Anyway,
Sweeney, like having a slave right now would be so emotionally stressful, because it'd be like cleaning for your house and it would fall down. It'd be like, I'm so tired of having it. And you're like, you gotta be like, hey, get back up and finish cleaning. I wouldn't be able to do that to somebody. I'd be like, hey,
get up. That's why you don't have a plantation with a white tuxedo. You get good.
You're right.
Get good.
I'm lacking, bro.
Get good.
I'm lacking. I'm finna start slavery up again, bro.
All right, I knew it.
I'm finna reboot that shit.
Get good. Get
I'm
good.
finna reboot that
Sweeney lick my weenie. Ass gape Rocky, but it's spelled like ASAP.
I'm finna bring back slavery. I'm about to tweet that.
He wrote in, I love fat penis. That's my fucking problem. And yeah, I like to suck. I got a sucking problem.
Sucking problem.
Chris yelling at Sweeney over Spider-Man made me come all over my programming socks. The everlasting gaze, back to tank of cum, Caucasian container, the Cracker Barrel for gays, tinfoil tyrant, putting blackface on my light bulbs, penis man, do Christian girls squirt holy water? I slipped in the stalagmite exhibit at the museum and it made me gay.
Very cool.
So dumb. So stupid.
That's
Sweeney,
crazy.
Sweeney, swallow up my peenie. BC sings, weren't you the one who tried to fuck my intestines? You think I'd bend over, spread my ass out wide? She pipkin on my Pippa Possum, aka Snark Tank's only non-binary supporter. Welcome.
Probably not the only one.
Chris. Yeah, no way. There's at least 40,000 of you. Chris, you're all fucking confused the way you write to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Chris asked Colin about the butt fumble on sacred symbols. He'll know what it means. The butt fumble. Okay, hold on. I'll write that down. Yeah, I'll bring that up. Whatever.
Fumble a butt.
Average clit energy. I don't know what the fuck that means. New reality TV show, Pedophile Battle Royale. Winner gets a kid. They should make pedos wear GoPros in prison so you can see what happens to them. I think that would be neat. Star Coffee on Twitch, bitch. The straight up hard R N-word narco militarism. I don't know what that is. Anyway.
Sounds epic.
Beaten to death by Kat Dennings' tits. Hell yeah, dude. Been blowing lots of guys living in a gay man's paradise, taking dongs of every size living in a gay man's paradise, transfemme gremlin, exposing people with lactose intolerance to 90 million radians of ionizing radiation. Yush, not Vin Pen. The angelic dungeon master, his name is Apollo. He was homo, but he was 30 years ago. It's when he still had bros to blow. Finally having a funny name saved up for a month of $25 tier. Happy November, boys.
Let's go.
Craig the Canadian. Yeah, he's been saving up. In the words of the great Maxor, use crack whenever you use the computer. It's your boy Shawnee D. My penis length so long makes you say, oh my lord, thank you for fucking me in the butt real rough. School shootings prove white people are the best at AoE damage. Ben and Jerry's Funky Monkey, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Sween Machine, Dracula Flow, I got that Pinocchio dick, tell my bitch I'm faithful and fuck her like I meant it. 3XO, letting people know that One Piece has a better story than Halo, Mass Effect, and Destiny. Truth may hurt. Slurp and stroke and smoke and joke and emoticons going like this. Now they've turned. They're usually going like this.
Very
now they're going
cool.
like that. Morning Owlet, Keith David, Drip MH, Lord of Drip. Go and YouTube search Spider-Man 3 fart jump. I'm sure I know what that is. I'm sure I've seen that a million
Yeah,
times.
it's when he's jumping down.
It's a classic
When
moment.
he's jumping in the
then
sewer and it's like, of course. I think I used that video for one of the clips that we did where we were talking about Spider-Man because I couldn't find that clip by itself and I just put the music over it and just muted the fart. But Obi won't you blow me? Blue eyes, white cum stain. A pizza guy accidentally at Chris Hansen's house. Oh God, I came ants, just a whole bunch of ants.
Damn.
Gay piece. Fucking
Gay
police
piece.
coming hard as I thrust and pound. Abby, Chris Queer cum, Tom Gainey, and sub. Well, I'm not gonna say that guy, but I'm sure you could infer. Lady Gaga's Judas tune. Oh whoa, I'm in love with penis. Oh whoa, I'm in love with penis. All right.
Cool.
Wage Slave 583. I feel gay. Fuck you. Busting a concussive nut on Chris's face as he sleeps, imparting the knowledge of that Rodigen is pronounced Rontgen. I mean, look, man, whatever. The Papini Brothers Emporium of realistic cami, Chun-Li, thigh-shaped neck pillows, self-tightening sold separately. Donk Donkerson, that pussy got me gooped up for real. Gooped up for real is fucked. I hate that. You gotta pay the troll soul to get in the boys' hole. Gate 6, warm yourself in this bussy sun and the semen he'll consume. I'll tell you stories of a gayer time in a club where we once blew. Man. No, you didn't have to suck me off. Bit the head and disregarded my balls like they were nothing. Nice Gautier reference.
Oh, yeah,
Tell him,
yeah,
Steve,
yeah.
Dave, babe. It's so insane. Babe, I swear I didn't sleep with the boys. It's a joke for the podcast. Big scream boy, a mean lesbian, super cunty, fist dick expunky alley-docious. I don't know. I can't say that. I'm high on 12 Jason Bournes, looking to beat the cum out of a thick, fresh oak. John Strickland, give me a second. I need to make sure I'm not straight. My boys are in the men's room getting rammed through like it's Watergate. Nice. There you go. You
Very
changed
cool.
it like to something that I understood. Merck's 1889. Merck, remember when Hollywood Undead used to be good? No. The
Yeah.
first Church of Keith David,
long time ago.
featuring Mormon Virgin
Long time ago.
Osborne.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I guess. The Halo franchise is older than I am. I'm 21. Damn. Pre-Roz, Blake 896, Brog Cox, the ginger who likes Ed Sheeran with a tiny peepee, who looks like Ed Sheeran with a tiny peepee. The actual strap-on Lacey used to peg me, being sold on eBay for $69,000. Gay DoorDash delivery be like, here's that dick you ordered. Here's a Japanese. It's so dumb. There's a Japanese underwear brand that caters to guys with big packages called Black Man. No joke. That's crazy.
badass.
John, I wonder what that means. I wonder what big is there.
Black man.
Like, I wonder what that even... Because, dude, it's fucking wild. Like, the shirts that I get, that I'm like, oh... Because I'm a small. And I'll get small shirts, and then I get a small in Japan, and it's like... They're like from a Japanese
Extra
thing, and it's
large.
like, I can't fucking wear this. This is actually... Well, no, it's like, it's
Oh, you get a
genuinely
small
fucking
and it's like twink shit. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
stupid small. Like, wildly small. I'm
for
like, how the...
kids.
Like
Yeah,
youth
it's like,
small.
literally...
Asian people are just tiny, bro. They're just
Yeah,
not.
they don't
built
have
big.
But then in
pants for
Europe,
me.
a medium. But then in Europe, I get a small and it's a medium, and I'm like, this fucking sucks. I can't find a single fucking thing that fits me.
That's
it's
interesting.
annoying.
It'd be like that, bro.
Oh well. Stir your dad's booty hole like a bowl of chili. Oh
That's why I
yeah,
wear
for shiz,
people.
for shiz, genuine. What's up, homie? Well, you just, I don't know, man. You just, I feel like you just get stuff from Goodwill.
I wear people.
Goodwill
I wear people,
rules.
bro.
Alaskan
I mean,
oilfield
I wear a
trash.
lot of stupidly expensive clothes, which is unfortunate. Also, because I'm big too, it just costs more to make in general.
Yeah.
So whenever I
Texas
put on, like,
tater
a fucking
salad.
Nike shirt is like fucking like $45, not $45, but like normally it'd be like $35 for me. It's like maybe 40.
Insane
That's how it
Latino
is.
bussy.
bit.
Remember by
It's a bit much.
Etienne is a sin. By Etienne sin is a Trojan horse. Sue Hulk, tickle my ass hairs. Nikki Ziggy, Chris, it's Marcus. We lost another Carmine to the giant worm. C is fine, but we were only 23 left. A roughly human-shaped pile of red flags. Emoticons going like this. Jackson DuPont, Badly Brave, Hugger Derek, Duck Hunt, Goliath Voice. I've been denied everything, even my cum. Aetherian, Progerian Hunter, Melphis One, the angriest crowd enjoying the view from the Dealey Plaza on the 6th floor. And as always, wrapping up our list. King of Haphazard. I don't know what the fuck that was. That was really distressing. I was hoping that it would stop. Anyway, that's today's episode of Snark Tank about spoiling Breaking Bad entirely and talking about slavery and the slave trade. We hope
Breaking
you'll,
Walter White slaves. You should do something about Walter White has a whip and he's whipping slaves.
That'd be
we
cool.
should spoil the slave trade.
Yeah,
for
we
people.
should.
We should
We
spoil
should.
it. Yeah, we should.
Newsflash:
yeah, like,
black people are in the Americas now.
That's crazy.
Newsflash.
It's so funny too because like it's so funny when you consider like race like because like you don't it's just wild to me that like they didn't want black people here but they also forced them to be here. It's so funny. Like I love that dichotomy where it's like
Well,
we've
no, it's
enslaved these
after.
people.
It's after.
We've enslaved these. No, what I'm saying is like we've enslaved these people and now like it's like the ultimate. It's like karma for them in some way where it's like look what you did.
It is.
Look what
It
you
is.
did.
It's
I
the
love
same. It's the same karma with like fucking Native Americans and Mexicans. How they fought so hard to destroy Native Americans and they pushed them down to the bottom of the country, and then now there are so many Hispanic people in America that they're like, oh, they're gonna overtake the white people, and it's just like, well, you guys did. That's your fault. That is your.
Yep.
You put them to where they can breed and grow, and then it's gonna come back.
Too many
That's
of
what
them,
happens.
Walter. The great,
There's too many everything.
the
Walter.
great replacement is
I
here.
wanted
There's
so
too
desperately.
many.
You had to shoot me in the dick hole like you just did moments ago. You had to do
There's
it.
no many good. There's
I
so
was
many
so
good boys.
excited
Walter.
for Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption 1, which is not yet out.
yeah.
The fact that like, somebody calls it Red Dead Redemption 1 back then is crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy. Red Dead Redemption 1.
All
We're
right, let's
leaving
get the
now.
fuck
Bye.
outta here.
Can't romance Liara, Walter.
I'm gonna come all over my fucking suspenders, Walter. I can't wait.
Walter, Matrix Mezzanine should be a love interest,
dude.
Walter. I want to see them large blue areoles.
Got the biggest tits in the universe, Walter.